back from Bourne Park in Bourne, Massachusetts. Game 2 of the Double Dip set to get underway between the Hyannis Harbor Hawks and the Bourne Braves. Bourne took the opener 4-2 in a contest that lasted just over 2 hours, with Harrison Rutkowski, the lefty out of Rutgers, picking up the win, and Connor Ash from the University of Missouri suffering the loss. In Game 2, it's Hayden King, the lefty from UNLV, the man who was supposed to get the start last night, towing the slab for Game 2 of the doubleheader. The lefty out of UNLV set to face a Harbor Hawk lineup that'll go like this: Jordan Westberg, shortstop out of Mississippi State, followed by Rigsby Mosley, Ian Fair, Hunter Goodman, Jared DeSantillo, Jackson Olsen hitting 6th, and the final third of the lineup, Adam Hackenberg doing the catching, Rowdy Jordan hitting 8th, and Anthony Servideo rounding out the 9. So Game 2 set to get underway. Westberg will dig to the right side of the plate, with the lefty Hayden King up on the mound set to get going. This will be the 6th and final matchup between these two teams in 2019. Hyannis leads the series 3-2. They won all 3 games at McKeon Park. The Braves have won the first 2 of 3 here at Bourne Park. Each home team really having the upper hand through the first 5 contests. We'll see if Game 6 changes the course at all. Westberg taking his time getting out of the box. Now he'll work back in. The lefty Hayden King is going to work directly out of the stretch with nobody on. First pitch, fastball outside, we're underway. 6:43 the first pitch time from Bourne Park here in Game 2 of the doubleheader. Sun's starting to set here as temperatures have dropped to 75 degrees. Still a beautiful day here from the edge of Cape Cod. Scattered clouds in the skies. The 1-0 comes in, swung on and popped up into the air in left field, shading toward foul ground. Warren going back. In comes the left fielder McKenzie, fights off the fence and makes the play. So McKenzie had a good read on it. Coming in, stuck the right hand out to make sure he wasn't going to crash into the fence, and he makes the play for the first out. The defense behind the lefty Hayden King here in Game 2, from left to right in the outfield, Jake McKenzie, Giovanni DiGiacomo, and Kyle Hess. And the same way around the infield, Xavier Warren, Jimmy Glowinski, Cody Morissette, and Nick Bruiser. With Hartford catcher Robbie Carmody behind the plate, and one more time rounding out the battery, lefty Hayden King from UNLV. First pitch to Rigsby Mosley. This is down. It's 1-0. So for Hayden King, the left-hander, they'll be making appearance number 4, start number 2 for the Bourne Braves. Roxon delivers. Squiggled out to the left side on the ground. Charging in the third baseman Warren. Bare hands fires to first. It gets away from the glove of the first baseman Bruiser down the right field line. Mosley's going to jog towards second base, get in without a throw. And just like that, Hyannis has the second man of the game in scoring position for the second time in as many games. That'll likely be ruled a hit and an E5. We'll see how the official scores go about it. But Mosley stands aboard at second base. He just topped one off the end of the bat, squiggling toward the left side. Had some major spin to it. Warren had to charge in, try to make a barehanded play. The first part was executed well. Second part, not so much, as he sailed the throw to the right of Nick Bruiser. So now Ian Fair, the hitter, first baseman from Northeastern. King ready, offering. Fastball out of the stretch, called strike 1. So they're just going to rule it a straight E5. So Mosley not credited with the hit. That'll just be a 2-base error on Central Michigan product Xavier Warren. The lefty checks the runner, pitch to the righty Fair, swung on and popped foul to the right side off the netting. Fair hitting .400 entering today's play. Or Game 2's play, rather. This Game 1 was already completed in a contest that went a total of 2 hours and 1 minute, 4:02 p.m. to 6:03 p.m. 7-inning contest, which the Braves took by a score of 4-2. 0-0 in the top of the first with 1 down. Rigsby Mosley getting a short lead at second base, having some quick chatter with the second baseman Morissette. King's going to step off the mound. Rigsby Mosley will walk back to the bag. Fair in Game 1, 1 for 3 with that triple and a run scored. So he now has base hits in 10 of his last 11 ball games. and that 9-game hitting streak snapped against Orleans. But aside from that, continued to rack up base hits. Had that triple back in game 1 in the first. 0-2. Swung on and tapped foul back behind the plate. It gets to the backstop. So Hayden King, 6'2", 215-pound left-hander. He started his season with the Chatham Anglers. In his time there, he made 3 appearances, 5 innings pitched, 10.80 ERA. He actually threw a third of an inning against Bourne when he was wearing the Chatham blue. Roxon deals the 0-2 pitch, popped up, driven down the right side, and that's going to get out of play toward the trees. So some trees start to make up the beginning of what's a forest just to the right down the right field line of Doran Park. And they reside out almost all the way around the circumference of our eye view. Nowhere close to the ballpark, about 300 yards past or so. King Roxon deals the 0-2, gets away from the catcher. That's going to roll all the way to the backstop, and granted third base will be Rigsby Mosley, no problem. Carmody tried to chest it up on an off-speed pitch that was put in the dirt by the lefty King. Slid to his left, just nicked off the end of his catcher's guard, or his catcher's chest protector, and it skipped all the way to the left back toward the Braves dugout. So Mosley reached first and advanced to second on the E5. Now he stands at third base 90 feet away from scoring. 1-2 count with 1 down. Ian Fair looking to bring home the first run of game 2. The pitch, fastball high and outside. Fair will take a couple practice swings outside the box. But for King, he was let go by the Anglers, picked up by the A's, and he's been really effective for him so far. 2-2 with 1 down. The infield playing in. As King works from the stretch, delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fair swings over a breaking ball, can't come up with anything of it. There's 2 down as King records his first strikeout. So now Hunter Goodman strides to the plate. Goodman, who usually hits in the number 3 spot, being slid down just 1 spot below. He'll hit cleanup in game 2. He hit in the 3 hole in game 1. Mosley stands at third base. Now the infield moves back with 2 down. King just working right out of the stretch. Pitch to Goodman. Fly ball crushed to deep left field. McKenzie backtracking, still going at the wall. It's gone! Hunter Goodman, home run number 7 of the 2019 summer. And he makes it 2-0 Hyannis in the top of the first inning.
My goodness, the flash of power again from Hunter Goodman. Fastball on the inside part of the plate and just absolutely loses it. Gets some helmet taps from his teammates as he crosses the plate. But again, Goodman just absolutely flexing those muscles out to left field. Boy, oh boy, is this kid special.
That ball was crushed. Doran Park, not an easy place to hit home runs. And that makes it RBIs number 33 and 34 for Goodman. A Cape League lead. And you know what? He's sitting there fairly comfortably now. He already had a 5 RBI lead of Nick Gonzalez coming into the day as Jared DeSantillo works his way in. First pitch to the lefties, grounded out to the left side, moving off the mound. King, gloves, fires to first in time. So King gives up the 2-run bomb to Hunter Goodman. That puts the Harbor Hawks on top 2-0 after half a frame of play. 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 error, nobody left on. Hyannis 2, Bourne nothing. We'll go to the bottom of the first with Tommy McCullum set to take the mound on the other side of the break on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Back in the bottom of the first from Doran Park in Bourne. The right-hander Tommy McCollum set to take the mound and make his second start of the summer. He'll face a Bourne Braves lineup coming to the plate that looks like this. Cody Morissette leading off, followed by Xavier Warren, Judd Fabian hitting third, Jimmy Glowinski in the 4 spot. So that top 4 of the lineup staying the same. Kyle Hess hitting 5th, Nick Bruiser hitting 6th, Jake McKenzie in the 7th spot. LSU center fielder Giovanni DiGiacomo in the 8th spot, and Robert Carmody rounding out the 9. The righty's ready, rocks and delivers the first pitch, fastball low. So Tommy McCollum making appearance number 2, start number 2 for Hyannis. His first one came against the Katuitt Kettleers. He's ready, the 1-0 offering. This is away. McCollum, 3 1/3 innings pitched in that one. 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Righty gets the sign now to 2-0. Fastball misses outside. So these two teams wearing their same uniforms. Hyannis in their road blues with the orange lettering and numbering. White pants with the blue pinstripes. Pitch comes home, called strike 3-1. Also got the blue belts, blue hats with the orange bill and the Harbor Hawk logo on top. McCollum looks in at Hackenberg, gets the sign, 3-1, chopped foul behind the plate. Bourne their home whites, red lettering. Also wearing the black belts, or maybe navy blue, more of the shade. White pants with the red trim, and then navy blue helmets with the Bourne logo up on top. Morris set the left-handed hitting bat from Boston College, has a 3-2 count. Payoff from the righty Tommy McCollum, line down the left field line, hooking toward the corner. Does it stay fair? Yes, it's going to 2-hop the wall. It's going to get over the wall. So Cody Morissette stands up at second base with a leadoff double. And Bourne is getting going early here on offense in the bottom of the first.
That's the second time Morissette has struck for a double in his first plate appearance, 1 in each game now. Puts himself right in scoring position right away, trying to strike back against Hyannis.
The Morissette with a nice piece of hitting. Slugs that one down the left field line. Hit it pretty well. Just sneaked in that inside the foul line. And as a result, it hopped over the fence in the corner for a ground rule double. The 1 on, nobody away. It'll force McCollum into the stretch, facing switch hitter Xavier Warren from the left side. First pitch is an off speed, misses inside. Tommy McCollum comes off a 2019 campaign after his freshman season. 20 appearances, 2-1 record with a 4.10 ERA. Walked 15, struck out 34 in 26 1/3 innings pitched. The offering, slice foul to the left side off the screen. So Hyannis struck first in the top of the first inning. Hunter Goodman deposited a 2-run missile out over the left center field fence. Rigsby Mosley came home to score on that play. The score is 2-0 Hyannis. 1-1. Breaking ball. Catches the zone. Count moves to 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Goodman punched his 7th home run of the summer. With those RBIs, once again, he's now 7 ahead of Nick Gonzalez. As McCollum's ready, the 1-2. Weak wave and a miss, strike 3. Warren strikes out for the first out of the bottom of the first, and Tommy McCollum records his first punch out.
It looked like Xavier Warren was perhaps expecting an off-speed delivery there, but McCollum just reared back and pumped a fastball by him, which resulted in the half-hearted swing. Warren not able to gear up for that big heater.
1 down with 1 on, Judd Fabian will dig in. But again, Hunter Goodman actually 8 RBIs ahead of Gonzalez and the rest of the pack at least. McCollum the stretch and the pitch home. In the dirt, Fabian checked his swing, didn't go around. So coming into today's play, Goodman had 32 RBIs. Nick Gonzalez and Nico Cavadas had 27 each. TJ Collette and Austin Wells had 24. And now Goodman with the RBI single in game 1. 2-run home run here in game 2. Has 35 on the summer. Pitch from McCollum. Tap back behind the plate, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. So with that 7th home run, that'll put him into a tie for 3rd place, at least as things currently stand. Tyler Hardman of Brewster, Nick Gonzalez of Katuitt, Austin Wells of YD, each with 7 bombs as well. And now Goodman can join the party. 1-1. Line drive up the middle. That's going to get into center field, a base hit. Around third, thinking home, Cody Morissette. No throw as it's cut off at second base and scoring home easily, Cody Morissette. It's an RBI single for Judd Fabian. Makes it RBI number 13 of the summer. And it's 2-1 Hyannis in the bottom of the first as Bourne strikes back quickly. And Judd Fabian wasting no time. That ball was rocketed back up the box. Got into center field. Rowdy Jordan playing out there with no play to the plate.
Dallas Baptist University, Jimmy Glowanke.
Jimmy Glowanke will dig in. The defense behind McCollum tonight. Rigsby Mosley, Rowdy Jordan, Hunter Goodman left to right in the outfield. As McCollum fires home the pitch out of the stretch, it misses low. On the infield, Jackson Olsen, Jordan Westberg, Anthony Servideo, Ian Fair. That's left to right. And Adam Hackenberg behind the plate. Fair holding on the runner at first, Judd Fabian. Now the pitch from McCollum. Fastball downstairs. It's 2-0. So Fabian in game one, 1 for 3 with a single, run scored. And now with that hit, he has base hits in 9 of his last 11 games played. So he's been on some type of run offensively. Pitch from McCollum. Fastball misses just low. Count's going to move to 3 balls, no strikes. 5 home runs for Fabian. And they've all come in the month of July. They started to come in bunches a little bit. He had a 2 home run game at Katuitt back on July the 9th. McCollum a 3-0 count. 2-1 the score. Hyannis in the lead with 1 out. Fastball on the offering misses down ball 4. So 1 out walk issued to Jimmy Glowanke. He continues his torrid hot day. And he's going to move down to first base, putting runners on first and second with 1 down for Kyle Hess. So Hess making the first start of the day. You didn't see any action in game 1. Left-handed hitting bat from University of Pittsburgh. Set to go up against the Wingate righty Tommy McCollum. The stretch and the first pitch. Off speed, misses high. So Fabian stands at second with his 5 home runs on the summer. He only had 7 in his freshman year at Florida. He did have a 2 home run game, however. That came against Yale back on March the 10th. The 1-0. Fastball low and away. McCollum struggling a little bit to find the strike zone as of late. He's going to take a minute to reset. He steps off the mound, looks out toward the center field American flag with the hat taken off, now put back on. Hess, the right-handed bat, looking to retie the game. Hyannis took the 2-0 lead in the first. Offering. Fastball right down the middle. 1-1. Hess just 12 for 60 entering the day. Does have 1 home run, 8 runs batted in. McCollum puts the glove right at the belt. Now ready. 2-1 offering. This is down low. 3-1 the count to the hitter, Kyle Hess. Hess hitting .217 with runners in scoring position. Hitting .207 with runners on base. McCollum looking to find the strike zone. 3-1, taps foul back. So already offense showing strong here in the first inning from both sides. Hyannis just the 1 hit, but it was a big one. 2-run missile from Hunter Goodman made it 2-0 Harbor Hawks. So far here in the first. Double strikeout. RBI single from Fabian. Then the walk from Jimmy Glowanke. Now the 3-2. Ground ball left side. Glove by Olsen. Spins, fires to second for 1. Relay to first. Not in time. Jackson Olsen makes a nice stop sliding to his left. Makes a spin and strong throw to Anthony Servideo at second. With a return throw not in time as it took a bounce to Ian Fair. So that'll put runners on the corners with 2 out. It erases the base runner moving to second, Jimmy Glowanke. But with Nick Bruiser, the Stanford first baseman, coming to the plate. There's runners on first and third with 2 outs. Bourne looking to tie the game up at 2 here from the first. Pitch from McCollum. Breaking ball. This is just away. So Fabian at third. Hess at first. McCollum looking to give Hyannis a shot in the arm from the mound. The 1-0. Big wave and a miss at a breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. McCollum, not a guy that was stretched out a whole lot in his season at Wingate. 20 appearances, but none went longer than 3 innings. He's going to get the sign from the Clemson Tiger, Hackenberg. Now stretches and delivers. Runner takes off. It's a swing and a foul ball up and out of play. Bruiser hitting .260. Just 1 RBI. No home runs. But McCollum back in that first start against Katuitt where he went 3 1/3. That's his longest appearance since entering his college play. We'll see how long Chad Gassman opts to use him tonight here in the 7-inning contest. 1-2. Ground ball right side. Servideo to his left. Diving stop. Gets to his feet. Fires to first in time. Anthony Servideo saves a run, and that keeps the lead in the favor of Hyannis. 4-3 put out on a nice diving stop from the Ole Miss Rebel to end the bottom of the first. For Bourne in the inning, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. We'll go to the top of the second. It's it's Hyannis 2, Bourne 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hartford third baseman Jackson Olsen coming to the plate to begin the top of the second here from Doran Park in game 2 of this doubleheader between the Harbor Hawks and the Braves. It'll be Hayden King back on the mound for inning number 2. The lefty wipes his hand in some dirt at the back of the mound, now steps on top of the rubber. Olsen just exchanged a friendly word with Robert Carmody, his college teammate, as Carmody is doing the catching for Bourne tonight. King works out of the stretch, fires home. This is down low, ball 1. So King just likes to work that short and sweet delivery despite nobody being on base. Most pitchers like the windup, although some prefer just to have the quick motion from the stretch. Now the next pitch, fastball high. King wipes some more dirt, this time on his left hand. Reaches down just in front of the rubber to put some on. And now he puts the right foot in front of the left. 2-0 comes in. Ground ball right at the second baseman Morissette. Gloves cleanly, flings over to first base, 1 down. So Olsen retired on the 4-3 putout. 1 away for Adam Hackenberg, the Clemson Tiger catcher. So King now retired his last 2 batters on groundouts, dating back to the end of the top of the first. DeSantillo grounded out to the pitcher King. He just kind of nubbed one off the end of the bat toward the left side, which King picked up and fired to first. Now Hackenberg will dig in. He's the other side of the catching platoon along with Chad McDaniel. Usually they'll flip off and go every other. And the pitch from King, breaking ball, runs inside, 1-0. McDaniel caught game 1. Now Hackenberg getting the start behind the dish in game 2. For Hayden King, 4-pitch combo. Fastball, curveball, slider change. He rocks and deals the 1-0. Popped up, right side, shading toward foul ground. Giving chase the first baseman, Bruiser. He watches it sail into the bleachers. So Hackenberg will adjust the batting gloves. For Hayden King, who hails from Aptos, California. He actually didn't pitch at all at UNLV in 2019. He had to sit out due to transfer rules. He originally started his career at San Francisco, but didn't play in 2019. Although summer ball rules don't apply, so he's eligible to pitch here. He fires an off-speed high and away. He played for the Walla Walla Sweets in the West Coast League in 2018. Appeared in 9 games, started 6, 3.27 ERA, a 2-2 record. Offering to Hackenberg, called strike. Fastball hit the inside corner. It's 2-2. The Walla Walla, funny town name, I know. It's a small little town out in Washington State, toward the eastern part of the state, where one of the teams in the West Coast League resides. As Hackenberg calls time, he steps out. West Coast League, one of 2 premier summer leagues, at least out on the West Coast, nowhere near the level of the Cape Cod League. As King's going to get set, delivers the 2-2 to Hackenberg, swung on and lifted in the air to right center. Coasting in the right fielder Kyle Hess a bit to his right, and he makes the grab for the second out. So an easy F9 for the right fielder Kyle Hess puts the second out on the board. Now switch hitting Rowdy Jordan will come to the plate. A work from the right side against the lefty King.
Number 7 from Mississippi State, Rowdy Jordan.
But again, the West Coast League, there will be some community college guys in it. It's still mostly Division I, some Division II athletes. That and the Alaska League are usually the 2 primary leagues that will be featured on the West Coast. California Collegiate League, another. Pitch comes into Jordan, fastball away. And in the West Coast League in 2018, Hayden King earned an all-league honorable mention. Again, had that 3.27 ERA and 33 innings pitched. He pitched for Walla Walla in 2017 as well. Another pitch to Rowdy Jordan, called strike. And he earned an all-league honorable mention that summer too. So he spent 2 summers out in eastern Washington. Now he's here on the elbow of Massachusetts, where he started his season with the Chatham Anglers. He's finishing it with the Bourne Braves. 1-1 to Jordan, swing and a miss as he drops to a knee and comes up empty with that offering. 1-2 with 2 outs. Hyannis leading 2-1. King still working directly out of the stretch. The infield playing back, the outfield straight up. Jordan looking to get on the board here in the second. Now the stretch and the 1-2 from King. Taps foul on the ground toward third. So King's flashed that breaking ball a good amount. It got Rowdy Jordan just 2 pitches ago. But some of these Hyannis bats have gotten fooled a decent amount, at least in game 1, with a healthy dose of breaking balls. Harrison Rutkowski really had his working. And King opting to go to more of the same trend to start game 2. Now the 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, just upstairs in the count levels. Borderline pitch as third baseman Xavier Warren started to trot toward the dugout. But home plate umpire Mark Delaney said ball 2, and that's where the count's going to stand. So the Aptos, California native Hayden King takes a breath, now ready, the 2-2. Fastball high and away. Anthony Servideo awaits on deck if the inning continues. Rowdy hitting 133 entering today's play. 3 RBIs. 3-2 with 2 out, nobody aboard. Hayden King set to go with the 7th pitch of the at-bat. The lefty looks out at first base, now toward the plate, 3-2. Just outside, ball 4. Rowdy Jordan works a 2-out walk. King vigorously catches the ball in his glove, giving a little bit of motion back toward the plate. And there's 2 out with 1 on for Anthony Servideo.
Mississippi, Anthony Servideo.
So Servideo digs in. Rowdy Jordan's going to get his lead off of first base. The infield playing back with the exception of Xavier Warren, even with the bag at third. King's going to fire over to first and back safely the runner Rowdy Jordan. So not much wind here from Doran Park. The American flag in center field blowing ever so slightly out toward left center. A pretty calm night from Doran Park in Bourne. Now the pitch, called strike, and it's no balls, one strike to the Ole Miss Rebel Servideo. He comes into the day hitting 137. Rowdy Jordan just worked a 2-out walk. Servideo, a guy who certainly works a lot of walks of his own. Now the 0-1 fires over to first. Rowdy Jordan taking off for second. Throw down to the shortstop. Glewenke, tag applied in time. So Jordan out trying to swipe second base. Went on the first motion from the lefty King, but a quick pickoff move and a ever so sneaky one gets the runner Rowdy Jordan going from first to second. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. King faces the minimum in the top of the second, and it's Hyannis 2, Bourne 1. We'll go to the bottom of the frame when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Tommy McCollum back to the mound for inning number 2 as he's set to face Jake McKenzie, the Fordham left fielder. Righty comes home, fires a breaking ball low in the dirt, chested up by Hackenberg. Hyannis leads 2-1 at the beginning of the bottom of the second frame. Harvey Shapiro's squad sending up their 7-8-9 to the plate. McKenzie making his second start today. Got the nod in game 1 where he went 0-for-2 with a walk and a stolen base. Swing and a miss through the fastball from McCollum. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Fordham product. McKenzie comes into the day hitting 245. Infield back. McCollum the windup and the pitch home. Fouled straight back into the screen. Each side with 2 hits. Harbor Hawks with 2. None bigger than the Hunter Goodman 2-run home run in the first. That's what's propelled them out to this 1-run lead. Pitch from McCollum. Fastball misses inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes with nobody out. Jake McKenzie will be followed by the number 8 hitter, Giovanni DiGiacomo. McCollum takes a long look in, sunbathing down on his face. The pitch popped up right side, foul territory. This is going to find the bleachers out of play. McKenzie with 1 home run on the summer, 5 RBIs. And that home run came pretty early in the summer, too. Now the 2-2 from McCollum, popped up, right side, foul ground. Fair giving chase, comes toward the dugout. He's going to watch it sail. So McCollum with a 2-2 count, nobody out. McKenzie, 5 RBIs along with that 1 home run. We'll dig back in from the right side of the box. Now this wind up in the 2-2 from McCollum, misses down. So Jake McKenzie's worked a full count. He's going to dig back into the right side. And the payoff pitch. Check swing. Did he go around, appeal down to first? He did not. Dave Viviero says he does not go as Jake McKenzie works a leadoff walk to begin the bottom of the second.
At bat, number 13.
So he'll stand at first base. Giovanni DiGiacomo, the hitter. That home run for McKenzie came in the 3rd game of the season for his 2019 campaign. It was a 5-1 win over Harwich, in which he went 2-for-4 with a double and a home run. Now McCollum back into the stretch. Pitch to DiGiacomo, shows bunt, pulls back, and it's a fastball in. So Tommy McCollum, 6'5", 240-pound right-hander. He hails from Wingate University, and Clemens, North Carolina is his hometown. Runner takes off, pitch home, attempted bunt, push foul back behind the plate. So moving back to first base will be the runner McKenzie. A 1-1 count to the LSU Tiger, Giovanni DiGiacomo. McCollum was part of a Wingate team that went 33-20, 14-10 in conference play. They finished 5th place in their conference. And once again, McCollum came off that strong freshman season. He ranked 2nd on the team in appearances in 2019 as he fires over to first, back safely with a dive, the runner McKenzie. So naturally, most baseball players grow up idolizing people. Often, elderly baseball players that'll be playing in the major leagues. As McCollum fires home, runner takes off, fire down to second from Hackenberg, tag applied by Westberg. They got him! So McKenzie thrown out at second base, a perfect strike from Adam Hackenberg behind the dish to Jordan Westberg. Tag immediately slapped down on the runner McKenzie, and he's going to be erased.
Now, McKenzie popped up from that slide looking a bit surprised that the tag was down in time, but an absolute hose from Adam Hackenberg down to second base on a line.
And now McCollum ready with the 1-1. Fastball at the knees, strike 2. So once again, all these guys likely grow up idolizing baseball players, usually pros. Tommy McCollum no different. He's got a 1-2 count as he shakes his head, now nods. Kicks the leg, fires home. Fly ball down the right field line. This chases Goodman well to his left, shading toward foul ground as he's going to watch it drop just foul. Couldn't quite get there in time as the hitter DiGiacomo is going to come back to the box with a 2-2 count. Goodman had to run a long way from right center. Crossed over into foul territory, but couldn't quite close the speed in time with the ball just dropping in front of him. So Tommy McCollum, growing up, and especially in his high school days, idolized a guy by the name of Marcus Stroman. Stroman, 5'8" right-hander. And again, the allegiance makes sense. North Carolina kid, big fan of a kid who played his college ball in North Carolina. Now the pitch inside, the count runs full. Stroman attended Duke University, the 5'8" righty. And now he's the ace of the Toronto Blue Jays. Stroman grew up in New York, but played his college ball in North Carolina. And now plays his professional ball north of the border. But another thing these two have in common, one thing these two have in common at least, where they played their summer ball. McCollum's 3-2, outside ball 4. DiGiacomo draws a walk. He reaches base with 1 out as it's the second free pass allowed by Tommy McCollum in the inning. 1 out, 1 on. Jake McKenzie was erased trying to go to second base as a throw from Adam Hackenberg gunned him out. Robert Carmody, the Hartford catcher, digging in from the right side against the righty Tommy McCollum, who works back to the stretch. He's ready with the first pitch. Fastball low. So Tommy McCollum playing his summer ball here in Cape Cod for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. When Marcus Stroman was a collegiate athlete, he played his college ball here in Cape Cod as well. Played for the Orleans Firebirds back in 2010 and 2011. Runner takes off, the 1-0 from McCollum. Called strike, throw down to second from Hackenberg on a hop, no tag applied. So swiping second base, no problem, Giovanni DiGiacomo. He puts himself in scoring position with 1 down. The 1-1 count to the hitter. That's Robert Carmody. But Marcus Stroman's time in Cape Cod was certainly a memorable one. In his 2 seasons, he threw 32 innings, and he didn't allow a single run. Sounds about right for him. Now the 1-1 misses outside. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Stroman, 40 strikeouts, no runs allowed in 32 innings pitched. Now Tommy McCollum may very well go on to finish his summer really, really strong, as he's already had 1 good outing to this point. Now the 2-1 comes in. Ground ball hits softly up the middle. Moving to his right, Servideo. Fields cleanly, fires across in time. Nice play by the Ole Miss Rebel, Anthony Servideo. Quickly sprinted to his right, still made the play without the backhand, fielding it out in front of his glove side. And he makes a strong throw across his body out to first base for the 2nd out. So 2 down, Cody Morissette comes to the plate, top of the lineup for the Bourne Braves. Runner Giovanni DiGiacomo advanced to third on the play. 2-1 the score. Hyannis still leading here in the bottom of the second frame. And Morissette, who's already doubled and scored today, steps in for at-bat number 2. McCollum works from the stretch with a runner on third. Kicks and delivers. Fastball down. So again, McCollum may very well go on to have a really, really colorful Cape League career. Once again, he already had 1 solid start, 2 earned runs in 3 1/3, but that's already 2 more earned runs than Stroman gave up in his entire career here on the elbow of Mass. 1-0, swing and a miss, count evens at 1-1. The Stroman threw the bulk of his innings in season 1. He threw less than 10 in summer number 2. And safe to say he was flat out dominant. Pitch to Morissette, slugged down the left field line. That's going to hook foul, well out of play over the snack stand down the left field line. So once again, Marcus Stroman, who attended Duke, childhood hero of Tommy McCollum, now having a really, really strong season for the Toronto Blue Jays. 1-2 comes in, it misses high. At this point, Stroman's 6-11 in 2019. Got a 2.96 ERA and 124 2/3 innings pitched, and he's one of the most valuable trade pieces as of right now. As the deadline's upcoming in the MLB world, as Morissette swings away, crushes one to deep left center, backtracking Mosley's got a beat on it, makes the grab. So the North Carolina product, Tommy McCollum, puts a 0 up on the board in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on. We'll go to the third. It's the Harbor Hawks 2, the Braves 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Top of the third, set to get underway from Doran Park in Bourne, with the 9-1 and 2 hitters coming to the plate for Hyannis. Hayden King, the lefty from UNLV, back on the mound. Anthony Servideo, Jordan Westberg, Rigsby Mosley, the 3 due up. Servideo came to the plate in the top of the second inning. The at-bat was cut short. First pitch, breaking ball, drops into the zone, strike 1. Servideo watches it go by as he's got an 0-1 count to begin the third. Servideo has that back elbow just a little bit bent. As King comes home, a breaking ball, ground ball to the left side, fielded on a couple hops by Morissette, flips over to first, 1 down. So 1 away. Jordan Westberg will come to the plate representing the top of the order. He's set for plate appearance number 2.
At that, number 31 from Mississippi State.
So Westberg flew out to left earlier today. Hayden King, who to this point's given up 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 1/3 innings pitched. Still working out of the stretch with the lefty pitcher with the righty Westberg digging into the plate. First pitch, breaking ball, dots the outside corner, 0-1. So Westberg had his 7-game hitting streak snapped in game 1 after going 0 for 3. Struck out, flew out, and grounded out to second base. Now the pitch from King. Fly ball lifted into left center field. Tracking over to his left, Jake McKenzie settles under it and squeezes it for the second out. So Westberg retired. 2 quick outs for the lefty Hayden King, and it'll bring up Rigsby Mosley. So a pair of flyouts to left field today for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Rigsby Mosley, who came in to pinch hit back in game 1, getting the start in game 2. He reached and scored on the E5 back in the first, and he had about the easiest trot home he can possibly have, as Hunter Goodman absolutely obliterated a ball back in the first inning. Lefty-lefty matchup as the Southpaw King fires home. Swings at the first pitch. Fly ball straightaway center field, easily playable. Tracking into Giacomo, lines it up, makes the grab. So in the blink of an eye, Hyannis goes 1-2-3 in the top of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. We'll go to the bottom of the third. It's Hyannis 2, Bourne 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. To the bottom of the third we go from Doran Park with the righty Tommy McCollum back on the mound. He's set to face the 2-3-4, beginning with Central Michigan third baseman Xavier Warren. First pitch from the right-hander. This is just down low. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Warren won at bat today. Struck out swinging. Was thus far the only punch-out victim of Tommy McCollum. Now the righty rocks and fires the second pitch. Misses down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Warren a switch hitter. Hitting from the left side against the righty McCollum. Hit from the left side all of game 1 as well. So 2-0 comes in. Big cut and a miss. Count runs to 2 balls, 1 strike. In game 1 for Hyannis, Connor Ash went 4 2/3 innings, righty out of the University of Missouri. Patrick Fredrickson, righty from Minnesota, going the final inning in the third. Now the 2-1 to Warren. Spoiled foul to the left side, gets out of play. So McCollum gets a new baseball. He'll work back to the mound. Wingate right-hander has a 2-2 count with nobody away. Infield playing back. Olsen just behind the bag at third. Now McCollum rocks and fires, swinging a pop-up foul to the left side. That's going to find the crowd as well. Warren on the summer hitting .254. He's got 3 home runs with 18 runs batted in. No action going yet here from the Hyannis bullpen. 2-2 comes in, spoiled foul back behind the plate. Judd Fabian awaits on deck, right-handed hitting bat from Florida. But Hyannis leading 2-1 on just 2 hits here in the bottom of the third frame. Bourne got 1 back in the bottom of the first, but nothing further. 2-2, fastball airmailed over the glove of Hackenberg. That gets back to the backstop, but nobody on base, so no harm, no foul. 3-2 with nobody down. Hyannis looking for their 4th road win of the summer. As McCollum's ready, pitch, line drive into right field, drops in front of Goodman. He misplays it for just a second, but recovers in time, throws it back into the infield. Warren's going to have to stay at first base. So Xavier Warren picks up the 3rd Bourne hit of the night, his first hit, and he's on board with nobody out in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Now Chad Gassman's going to call time. And he's going to signal out to the bullpen, so maybe a little bit more action going on down the right field line as he's going to opt to bring in a left-hander. That'll end Tommy McCollum's night after 2+ innings of work. His line will be open. He exits the game after going 2 innings. He's responsible for the runner at first base. That's Xavier Warren. In the bottom of the third, a Hyannis bullpen arm set to come into the game. Harbor Hawks up by 1. It's 2-1 here in the bottom of the third from Doran Park in Bourne. It'll be the lefty Jonah Scalaro coming into the game when we come back on the other side of the break on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
At bat, number 7.
Bottom of the third set to resume from Doran Park with Jonah Scalaro, the left-hander out of Florida State, coming into the game for his 7th appearance of the summer. Set to face Judd Fabian, Jimmy Glowinski, Kyle Hess with nobody down. There's 1 runner aboard, Xavier Warren, so I guess technically not all 3 are guaranteed to come to the plate, but Fabian, the batter from Florida, waving his bat from the right side, now above his shoulder. Scalaro, the lefty, works from the stretch, fires home. First pitch, popped foul, up and out of play. Scalaro's thrown 8 innings pitched to this point. 7 walks, 12 strikeouts to go along with a 7.87 ERA. 1-3 record for the Florida State Seminole. He's got the infield playing just about straight up. Corners even, middle back as he tosses a B move over to first base. Back standing up, Xavier Warren. So Westberg and Servideo playing back behind the bag at second with Jackson Olsen even with third base. And Ian Fair holding on the runner. Scalaro comes set at the letters. Rocks and deals home the next pitch. Swing and a miss from Fabian. It's 0-2. So Fabian having quite the summer for Bourne. He comes into the at-bat, holding a batting average of .311. Got 5 home runs, 13 RBIs. And he's younger than most of the players out here on Cape Cod, too. Scalaro's going to come set. He rocks home the 0-2. Breaking ball. Up high. Runner's going to take off for second. That's Warren. He's going to get in without a throw. Got in and out of the glove of the catcher, Hackenberg. Rolled over back toward the Hyannis dugout. And Warren advances a free 90 feet to second base. So Judd Fabian, who finished up a freshman year at University of Florida. He hit .232 with 7 bombs, but he's having quite the summer here on Cape Cod. He's only 18 years old. Scalaro calls time. And Fabian skipped his senior year of high school to enroll early at Florida as well. Scalaro checks the runner Warren, comes home, off speed. Peel down to first base as Fabian checked his swing. He does not go around, according to Jason Klump, the third base umpire. Or the first base umpire, rather, Jason Klump, the third base umpire, but Dave Vivieros, the first base umpire, who's moved out behind the bag at second. It's 2-2 to the hitter Fabian with nobody down. 2-1 Hyannis the score. Scalaro is going to look over at Xavier Warren, now step off the mound. But Judd Fabian, again, skipped his senior year, enrolled early at the University of Florida. And he doesn't even turn 19 until a few weeks into the next school year. Fabian was the second-rated outfielder in the state of Florida, according to Perfect Game. As Scalaro looks over at the runner. Now he fires home, but Fabian calls time first to step out of the box. So an 18-year-old kid in Judd Fabian is here on the best summer league in the country. He should have just graduated high school. And he should just be playing his final league or his final season of summer ball for whatever travel or select team he played for during his high school days. But instead, he's here on the Cape Cod League, and he's holding his own, no question. Pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Judd Fabian strikes out for the first out of the bottom of the third. The first strikeout for the lefty Scalaro. Now there's one away with a runner on second base for Jimmy Glowacki. Glowacki walked in his first at-bat. Comes off a 3-hit performance, or 3 RBI performance, rather, in game number 1. Or it was also a 3-hit performance. 2 RBI singles along with a solo home run. So Glowacki right-handed bat. Looking in at the lefty Scalaro, who checks the runner, fires home. Breaking ball upstairs. Sun setting here from Doran Park. We've reached 7:38 p.m., just under an hour into play of the second game. Lights flipping on a little bit. Anthony Servideo shifted a little bit toward the bag as the pitch comes in. Glowacki pops it down the right field line. Foul. That's going to hook out of play. Goodman gave a healthy look, but watches it just sail into the trees. 1-1 with 1 out. 2-1 Harbor Hawks the score. Judd Fabian, who once again is probably a year ahead of his time here on Cape Cod. Struck out for the first out of the inning, but aside from that, having himself an unbelievable summer. 1-1 from Scalaro. Ground ball on a one-hopper right to Olson. Looks back the runner to second, now fires across the diamond in time. 5-3 put out, keeps Warren at second base. And there's 1 on with 2 down for Kyle Hess, the left-handed hitting Pittsburgh Panther.
Number 21, University of Pittsburgh, Kyle Hess.
So Hess will dig in from the left side. Judd Fabian, however, again, had an up-and-down year in Florida. He had some good stretches, but his average sat around 230 to 240 most of the season. Scalaro checks the runner, comes home, swing and a miss from Hess at 0-1. Scalaro buried an off-speed pitch in the dirt. Hess was fooled by it going after it. And the count will move to 0-1. Jonas Scalaro, 3-pitch guy, fastball, curveball, slider. He hails from Valrico, Florida. He attended Durant High School. And was part of a Florida State team this year that went all the way to the College World Series. Now the 0-1, breaking ball, up high, it's 1 ball, 1 strike. So Jordan Westberg was creeping in on the runner Warren at second base. He's now moved back behind. Scalaro dangling his left arm down, staring in at the catcher, Hackenberg. He now gets the sign. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Counts 1-2. The Scalaro ERA just a tad under 4.7 in his 2019 campaign. The issue for him at times was the walk total. But opponents really did not hit him at school. A 197 batting average against. He's walked 7 and 8 innings so far this summer, however. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jonas Scalaro makes it his second strikeout of the night. And he puts another 0 up on the board for Hyannis, this time in the bottom of the third. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. We'll go to the top of the fourth. It's Hyannis 2, Bourne 1. on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Coca-Cola.
Ian Fair, the Northeastern first baseman, coming to the plate to begin the top of the fourth for Hyannis from Doran Park in Bourne. Roadtown Harbor Hawks have a 2-1 lead over the Bourne Braves, with Fair digging in from the right side. Lefty Hayden King back on the mound for inning number 4. To this point, he's thrown 3 innings, giving up 2 earned runs on 2 hits. He struck out just 1. The lefty rocks and deals. Breaking ball up high to the hitter Fair. Ian's 0 for 1 today. He was that 1 strikeout. That was back in the top of the first, just a batter before the Hunter Goodman 2-run home run. King working directly out of the stretch, lifts the leg, fires home. Chopper foul, high on the ground over to the third base coaching box, where Hyannis manager Chad Gassman fields cleanly and flips over to the Bourne dugout. Fair hitting .393. He's 22 for his first 56 here on Cape Cod this summer. Hayden King, the lefty, looking in at the hitter Fair. Shakes off one sign, now nods. Into the motions, the 1-1. Fastball miss, or breaking ball misses away. So King looking to keep the score at bay. Bourne with just 1 run of offense coming in the bottom of the first. Now the pitch to Fair. Ground ball up the middle. Golenke to his left, dives, can't make the play. It skips into center field. Ian Fair hits the bag at first, stops right there. And he picks up a leadoff base hit in the top of the 4th. So Fair stands at first base. That'll bring up Hunter Goodman. And with that for Ian Fair, now recorded hits in 11 of his last 12 games. He had a 9-game hitting streak that was snapped against Orleans on Monday. Hyannis was rained out on Tuesday against Falmouth, and yesterday here against the Bourne Braves. Pitch comes into Goodman. Breaking ball at the knees for strike 1. And that's why there's a doubleheader on hand today. Because yesterday's game was canceled, Hyannis was originally scheduled to come to Doran Park back-to-back nights. And instead they come just 1 for a doubleheader. Pitch to Goodman. Breaking ball. That misses just outside. It's 1-1 to the Memphis Tiger. But after that 9-game hitting streak was snapped for Fair back on Monday, picked up a hit in game 1. Now a hit here in game 2. King's going to throw over. Ian Fair walks back to the bag with no problem. No tag applied from Nick Bruiser, the Stanford first baseman. Goodman already the 2-run home run today. That's the difference maker in the ball game right now. As King takes a breath, delivers the 1-1. Pop up left side, hooking toward foul ground. That's going to get out of play. Hayden King will get a new baseball. Walk back to the top of the rubber. Sun continuing to set from Doran Park. Some action going in the Bourne Braves bullpen. Looks like the righty Blake Burzell out of Arizona State starting to get loose whenever Hayden King needs a replacement. So Goodman a 1-2 count with nobody down. It's 2-1 Harbor Hawks the score. Fair with a short lead at first. King the stretch and the 1-2. Fouled straight back on a fastball. Count will stay that way. Goodman will adjust the batting gloves as he has a quick word with home plate umpire Mark Delaney. Kicks some dirt with his right foot inside the box. Now some more. Taps the bat to both cleats. And now he taps the plate twice as he flips the bat toward the mound and gets into his stance. Infield playing back with the first baseman Bruiser holding on fair. Now the 1-2 from King. Down low, gets away from the catcher Carmody, and Ian Fair is going to cruise over to second base with no problem. So a wild pitch from the UNLV left-hander. And that puts Ian Fair in scoring position. Hyannis has only had 2 runners in scoring position today, although they both came around to score. Rigsby Mosley got to second base in his first at-bat in the top of the first. A Xavier Warren error at third put him out at second base. And then he came around on the Hunter Goodman 2-run homer. 2-2 count for Goodman with nobody down. The UNLV Rebel Hayden King comes set. Now the 2-2 comes home. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Goodman kicks the bat to his left cleat. And there's one away here in the top of the 4th inning.
Tough one there from Goodman. Breaking ball from King. A good one down and in by the shoot tops. And you already talked about Goodman having a long ball in the ball game here this evening and perhaps a little swing happy. Trying to get a hold of another one. Couldn't do it. Came up empty that time.
So this will bring up Jared DeSantillo. Left-handed hitting third baseman from Florida Atlantic. King's ready with the first pitch. Fastball dots the outside corner. It's 0-1. So DeSantillo comes to the plate with a runner on second, 1 down. Jared's hitting .325 with 5 RBIs with runners on base this season. Fair lead at second, creeping in Jimmy Glowacki, the shortstop. Now he retreats back to his normal spot. 0-1. Popped up left side into short left center. Backtracking the shortstop Glowacki, backpedals onto the outfield grass and makes the grab. So Glowacki called off the left fielder Jake McKenzie, who started to run in. But he makes the play moving back for the second out. So 2 down. Ian Fair had the leadoff single. Took second base on the wild pitch, but he's been stranded there for now. 2 outs with Jackson Olsen, left-handed hitting third baseman from Hartford, coming to the plate. Hayden King back up on top of the mound. He's worked pretty efficiently tonight. Outside of the Goodman bomb, he's been really economical. Pitch to Olsen. Fastball right down Broadway. 0-1. So King, once again here in 2019 for Bourne, making his 4th appearance, 2nd start. And his one other start came against Hyannis. Came against Hyannis right here at Doran Park back on July the 10th. Lefty comes set. The stretch in the 0-1, swing and a miss at a breaking ball in the dirt. 0-2 to Jackson Olsen with 2 down. Hyannis leading 2-1 in the top of the 4th. In that start for Hayden King, went 3 innings, 1 hit allowed, no runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. He didn't earn a decision in those 3 innings, but his Bourne Braves did pick up a 4-2 win. Here in Game 2 tonight, 6th and final matchup between the 2 teams. It's a 1-run Hyannis lead. Pitch, fastball low and away. Hyannis leading the season series to this point, 3-2. They're 3-0 at McKeon Park, but 0-2 on the road here at Doran Park. Ian Fair still getting a solid lead at second base. The entire Braves infield back. The southpaw King gets set. Pitch to the lefty Olsen. Off speed in the dirt and away. Chested up by the catcher. That's Robert Carmody. And the count levels at 2-2. So deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second base, that's Ian Fair. Carmody puts his left hand to the bill of his cap, now dangles it down. Stares in the hitter Olsen with a bit of an open stance from the left side of the box. Now time's going to be called for just a brief moment. Adam Hackenberg, the Clemson catcher, awaits on deck. King in search of his second punch-out. The 2-2. Off speed, gets away from the catcher Carmody, taking off for third, sliding in head first without a throw, Ian Fair. So that ball just gets under the glove of the catcher from Hartford, Robert Carmody. As Hayden King looks a little bit frustrated with himself, gets a new baseball as he walks back to the mound. But Hyannis now has a runner 90 feet away. It's 3-2 to Olsen as Hayden King bends his knees into a crouch position up on top of the mound. Now he's going to come in front to get set. Fair got his jersey pretty dirty on that headfirst dive as he now stands up at third base getting a lead. Payoff pitch to Olsen. Fly ball into fairly deep right center field. Coasting over to Giacomo to his left, settles under it, makes the play. So that ends the top of the fourth inning. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left on. Through 3.5 frames, it's Hyannis 2, Bourne 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Bourne brings Nick Bruiser, Jake McKenzie, and Giovanni DiGiacomo to the plate for action in the bottom of the fourth against Florida State Seminole Jonas Scolaro. Back for his first full inning of relief on the mound here for Hyannis against the Bourne Braves. Harborhawks currently out in front, 2-1 the score. Both teams with 3 hits aside. Nick Bruiser steps in for his second plate appearance of the evening, takes a fastball away from Scolaro to start the inning. The count 1-0. Scolaro picked up a pair of strikeouts, one to Judd Fabian, one to Kyle Hess. Just 1 inning ago. 1-0 pitch. Bruiser checks his swing. Fastball is a bit high. Appeal down to first base. No swing, says first base umpire Dave Averos. So 2-0 to Bruiser, who's 0 for 1. Bounce one over to second base to Anthony Servideo, his first time up. Scolaro, black glove in front of the face, into his windup from the left side of the rubber, fires a fastball and catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. 7th appearance for Scolaro on the season. Worked 8 innings, struck out 12, walked 7, and surrendered 11 base knocks in the process. Trying to shut down this Bourne lineup, who has worked against Hyannis very well in 2019. Southpaw with a 2-1. Fastball ripped down the left field line, but hooking foul. Just a couple inches down to the left of the chuck by Trevor Hopper, spot in left field. Played by Rigsby Mosley in Game 2 with his doubleheader. Hopper getting Game 2 off, played in Game 1. A game in which Hopper went 1 for 3 with a strikeout, as well as a single and a ground out to second base. Now he sits on the bench. Rigsby Mosley out there in left. Nick Bruiser with a count of 2-2 against him against Scolaro. Pitch, Breaking ball called strike 3. Bruiser bends over in the box. He knew it. Third strikeout for Jonah Scalaro. Pulled the string on Nick Bruiser as he heads back to the dugout representing out number 1. That'll bring up Jake McKenzie. Scalaro really working that breaking ball well. That one dropped right down the middle. Started off the outside edge of the plate. By the time it finished, right into the mitt of Adam Hackenberg behind the dish. McKenzie stepping in, shows bunt, pulls back. Fastball below the knees, count 1-0. So Bourne has played Hyannis extremely well this season. So well that as a team they're up over 300. 1-0. Another fastball. That one good for a strike right down Broadway. Count evens 1-1. But entering the day, before the 2 games of this doubleheader got underway, in 4 games, Bourne hit .301 as a team. 1-1 from Scalaro. Fastball spiked in the dirt. Off the outside webbing of Hackenberg's glove, slightly off to the left of the home plate area. 2 balls and a strike that count to the hitter, Jake McKenzie. Yet to record an official at bat in this game. Walked in his first plate appearance. He's ahead against Scalaro 2-1. Left-hander into his motion, the offering. Fastball just above the zone. Trying to pick out a spot and stuff it in at the top. Couldn't get the frame from Hackenberg. Instead, the count goes to 3-1. Scalaro's 3-1 pitch. Fastball good for a strike. McKenzie took a step toward the outside edge of the box as he was on his way down to first base. Well, the count fills up instead 3-2. Scalaro's worked him back into a full count with 1 down. Southpaw's 3-2. Strike 3 called. He got him looking. Make it 4 on the evening for Jonah Scalaro. Back-to-back to start things in the 4th inning. And he catches Jake McKenzie napping at the dish.
He's looked really strong so far in relief. Like you said, already the 4 strikeouts. He's spotted up his fastball well. He's mixing his breaking stuff at the right times. And Jonah's a guy who's faced Bourne twice already. One time he had a really strong outing. The other time not so much, back on July the 10th when Bourne ended up winning that game. But he's looked really, really sharp here early on.
Well, he's facing a left-handed hitter, Giacomo, who sends the first pitch in the air to left field. Mostly ranging over a couple steps to the left. Now backpedals a bit, but he's under it and make the grab to end the inning. So a very painless bottom half of the 4th inning for Jonah Scalaro. Picks up a pair of strikeouts in the process, and it keeps the Harbor Hawks on top. 2-1 the score from Doran Park, with Hyannis back to the plate when we return on Cape Cod Baseball Network. We bring you back to Bourne Park for action in the top of the 5th inning. Hyannis will send up 7, 8, and 9, the bottom third of the order to the dish in the inning. Adam Hackenberg, Rowdy Jordan, and Anthony Servideo. Both stars have been chased from this ball game. It's now a bullpen contest from here on out. Harvey Shapiro turns to hard-throwing right-hander from Arizona State, Blake Burzell. Calls him on to face the right-handed hitting Hackenberg to start out the 5th inning. Burzell into his motion, fires a fastball to start the inning at the top of the zone for a strike. It's 0-1. Now Burzell making his 9th appearance this season in the Braves uniform. An 0-1 record, a 3.37 ERA to go with it. Off-speed delivery up high and tight to Hackenberg. Count pulls even a ball and a strike. 10 2/3 innings of work for Burzell on the summer. 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. Surrendered 15 hits. 1-1 to Hackenberg. Fastball inside. Clemson Tiger watches it go by. 2-1 the count. Burzell hasn't made an appearance since July the 20th. A handful of days ago was the last time the right-hander saw any game action as Hackenberg sends it on the ground to the shortstop, Klowenke. Fields cleanly, fires to first, and plenty of time to get Hackenberg for out number 1. So Adam makes it an 0 for 2 evening. That'll bring up Rowdy Jordan.
At bat, number 7.
Rowdy yet to record an official at bat in this ball game. He walked in the 2nd inning and was gunned down trying to swipe the second base bat. That ended the frame and stranded Anthony Servideo at the plate, who resides on deck. The Mississippi State Bulldog will take his cuts with nobody on and 1 down. Burzell winds and fires. First pitch, hard heater, just misses off the outer edge of the plate. Count 1-0. And in that July 20th outing for Burzell, that was right here at Bourne Park in a 7-5 loss at the hands of the Wareham Gatemen. 1-0 comes in. Jordan swings, sends one in the air to left center. Moving after the center fielder to Giacomo. He'll call off the left fielder McKenzie and make the grab for out number 2. Rowdy Jordan set down for the first time tonight. I'll bring up Anthony Servideo. And Blake Burzell looking for a very, very quick and nifty top half of the 5th inning here from Bourne Park. Moving toward nightfall, just past the 8 o'clock hour here on the bicep of Massachusetts, as you could call it. Almost off the Cape, just by the Sagamore Bridge. First pitch, a breaking ball to Servideo, in for a strike. For Burzell in that last appearance against the Gatemen. Tossed an inning and a third in that contest. Gave up no runs on 3 hits as Servideo waves and misses through an off-speed delivery downstairs. Count 0-2. No walks and 1 strikeout for Burzell as well. He's got Hackenberg and Jordan to retire pretty quickly. An 0-2 to Servideo. Punch foul to the left side, out of play. The Arizona State right-hander. Hard-throwing right-hander at that. Looking for a very quick 1-2-3 frame. Anthony Servideo trying to hang tough and get things to Jordan Westberg, who represents the top of the order on deck. Burzell's 0-2. Working ball in the dirt, smothered by Carmody behind the plate. 2-1 the score as we play here in the 5th inning. Hyannis on top on the road. Trying to notch the 8th win of the summer. It's a 1-2 to Servideo's chop foul at the dish. Foul. Ball and 2 strikes to Anthony. He takes a step out, takes a couple of practice swings as Burzell receives a new ball from his backstop, Carmody. But Burzell, very, very hard-throwing right-hander. Can ramp it up high 90s. Comes home with a 1-2. Breaking ball, Servideo takes it in the air to left center. Ranging after it, McKenzie on the run. He'll make the grab on the move. Couple of flyouts end the inning, and Bourne keeps the deficit at 1. Harbor Hawks 2, Bourne Braves 1. The hometown team coming back to the dish when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bourne will feature their 9-1 and 2 hitters to the plate in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hometown Bourne Braves find themselves trailing 2-1 in this ball game. Robert Carmody to start things off against the southpaw Jonas Scalaro, back to the hill. Second full inning of relief. First pitch, a fastball down low. And Carmody in this ball game so far 0 for 1. Rolled one over to Anthony Servideo, who made a fine play first time around. Right-handed catcher into the box. 1-0 pitch from Scalaro, misses downstairs again. 2 balls, no strikes. Back-to-back pitches he's planted in the dirt. It's been a briskly played ball game to this point. Hunter Goodman, the difference maker in the game so far, with a 2-run shot earlier on. 2-0, get me over pitch, knee level, a called strike. Hunter Goodman just keeps on racking up the RBIs. Currently sits in the mid-30s on the summer. 2-1 from Scalaro. Broken bat. Rather, the bat goes flying over to the brick wall as the ball is fouled back into the screen. And that had been a common trend, Lyle, for us over the course of the season so far, as bats have gone flying out of the hands of hitters time and time again.
I was going to say, I had a feeling you were going to bring it up. It just...
Oh, you got to. How can you not?
I mean, of course. I'm honestly with you. For a second, I thought the bat might have broke because the bat went one way. The ball went another way. It kind of looked like the end of the bat snapped off a little bit. I guess it didn't, but as a result, the hitter, Robert Carmody, is not going to take any chances. He's just going to get a new piece of lumber anyway.
And the pitch was inside, and Carmody had to try and keep his hands inside the baseball. And sometimes you'll see on jam shots like that, a little piece of the handle stays with the hitter. Count 2-2. Scalaro fires in a breaking ball. Called strike 3. He got him looking. Number 5 for Jonas Scalaro out of the bullpen. This time he gets Carmody napping. I'll bring up Cody Morissette in the top of the Braves order.
He's looked really strong. We talked about he's worked the fastball both sides of the plate really well. And then again, that breaking ball right there, which he just froze Carmody on, dropped it in, kind of table-topped over into the zone. That was a really, really nice pitch from Scalaro. Had some good bite.
As Morissette digs in, Scalaro winds and fires. Quick pace to him, and that is blooped over the head of Westberg and into left center. A base hit in front of Rigsby Mosley. Now Cody Morissette lines one over Westberg's glove. He gave a leaping effort, but to no avail. A second hit of the ballgame for Morissette. That'll give way to Xavier Warren. Warren's 1 for 2 on his evening. Bats here with 1 on, 1 down. Was a strikeout victim back in the first and singled in the third. And for Scalaro, that punch out of Robert Carmody has now made it a season high for him. His previous was set on July the 4th at YD. He had 4 in that game. Courtesy toss over to first. Back in standing the runner, Cody Morissette. And for Scalaro, Lyle, you touched upon it. Looked very, very good on the mound as the Florida State Seminole so far in his outing this evening. Peers into Adam Hackenberg as he comes set with the black glove at the chest, stares across the diamond to first, now comes home. Fastball, called strike at the knees. Down 0-1. Xavier Warren playing third base in game 2 with this double dip. Again, both of these games 7 innings as we move toward the late frames. Hyannis clinging to a one-run lead. Short lead at first for the runner. Breaking ball misses in the dirt. Taking off is Morissette for second. Throw down from Hackenberg. Going to take a hop over the glove of Servideo, but backed up nicely by Westberg. No further advance for Morissette as he gets up to second base in scoring position. Hackenberg's throw a bit low as he now dusts off the glove behind the dish. Servideo tried to pick it like a first baseman, but Westberg with a good heads-up play to back him up. And now Xavier Warren batting with the runner 180 feet away from tying the ball game. And Warren in spots like this has come up big this season. A .333 average with runners aboard in scoring position. Picked up 15 RBIs on the summer as well in that spot. Scalaro's 1-1. Breaking ball a bit inside. Hackenberg trying to give his pitcher the frame. Couldn't pick up the call. 2-1. Mark Delaney's had a bit of a tight strike zone for both sides, but been ultra consistent. Scalaro quickly looks down at Hackenberg for a sign on 2-1. Look back to Morissette not being held on. Double takes, now kicks and fires. Breaking ball, good for a strike, evens the count 2-2. Dangerous bat and Judd Fabian awaits on deck. Not taking any practice swings, just watching on. Hoping his teammate Xavier Warren can come through in the clutch. Fabian's already picked up an RBI in the ball game. Xavier Warren trying to match that with a 2-2 count against Scalaro. Southpaw set, now fires. Breaking ball, slap to the left side, off the netting down by the Bourne dugout. Waking up some Bourne players as they jump back off the railing. Count holds at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Most of the crowd has hung around here at Doran Park for Game 2. Most of the same crowd that was here for Game 1. Stuck around trying to cheer on their Bourne Braves to another win here at Doran Park at home. Warren putting up a tough fight, the 2-2. Pop up right side, but drifting back out of play in foul ground. Fair gave it a look toward the line. Only took a couple of steps. Not another souvenir as a few young fans went racing after it behind the bleachers. Been a common trend tonight, Lyle. Seen a lot of tough at-bats from both Bourne and Hyannis hitters alike. This one no different. Xavier Warren trying to pick up his second base knock of the evening. Scalaro before the 2-2. Kicks in a spin back to second base. Looks more a set back to the bag. Wasn't being held on by either Westberg or Servideo. Both of them playing well off the second base bag and back toward the lip of the outfield grass. One-on-one down here in Braves half of the 5th inning. Scalaro comes home with a 2-2. Working ball inside and the count swells full. Warren putting up a real tough at bat, being a pest at the plate. Fouled off a couple of tough pitches in this at bat is Scalaro again. Looks down to Hackenberg on the full count. The 3-2 offering, here it is. Fastball, Warren again sends it out of play, foul off to the right. Forcing Scalaro to sweat, making him throw a lot of pitches out there. Warren set still at the bag at second. This inning started with a strikeout from Robert Carmody. That set a new season high for Jonas Scalaro. Bourne making life tough on the Seminole, working up that pitch count. Count still 3-2. Scalaro's yet to walk anybody in the ballgame. Payoff pitch. Fastball high and tight. Now Warren will head down to first base on the high fastball. That'll put 2 on and 1 out. Warren set at second, and Warren makes the trot down to first as he exchanges the high five with his first base coach. That'll bring up Judd Fabian.
Well, certainly a tough at bat from both sides. Warren worked it all the way to 9 pitches, but finally watched the fastball up high as he draws a walk here with 1 out. Scalaro, really, that's the only mistake he's made. That's been pretty economical aside from that.
And through 2 1/3, that's just the first walk he's surrendered. Only giving up 1 hit as well. Keeping the ball around the zone and away from the barrel of the bats of these Braves hitters. First pitch to Fabian, breaking ball. Spun too far down in the zone, 1-0 the count. Now once again, after this doubleheader contest concludes, Hyannis will have a couple of more, one on Sunday and one on Monday. Scalaro, a long pause, looks back both runners. 1-0 pitch comes home, a breaking ball, evens the count, a ball and a strike. Picked up the inside corner as Fabian takes a step out. Looks down toward Harvey Shapiro, giving off some signs down by his third base coaching box. Bourne has out-hit Hyannis to this point. They put up 4 on the board to Hyannis' 3. Bourne trying to strike back in the 5th with 2 on. 1-1 pitch. In there again, off speed from Scalaro. Runs the count to 1-2 on Fabian. Judd's already struck out once in the ballgame. That was in his most recent plate appearance back in the 3rd inning. Scalaro's able to ring him up for the 2nd time tonight. It'll be his 6th punch out. He'll continue to creep up that season high. Left-hander comes set. Fabian patiently waiting in the box. 1-2 pitch. Fastball just outside.
Hi, Jonah, here we go.
Scalaro's longest outing of the season came against these Bourne Braves on July the 6th. That was at McKeon Park. He earned the win in that contest, going 2 1/3. He's already worked 2 1/3 here in this ball game, so if he records 1 more out, it'll be the longest outing of his season. The 2-2. Breaking ball just a bit high off the outer edge of the plate. It was about belt high by the time it crossed the dish. Fabian stays alive, and the second straight hitter that Scolaro's gone to a full count with. Still just one down in the inning. 2 runners aboard. Scolaro fanned the number 9 man Carmody. Now resides back in the dugout, but the top of the order trying to do some damage off the Seminole. The 3-2. Breaking ball cut and a miss, strike 3. Make it number 6, second of the inning, and a big out of Judd Fabian for the second out of the inning. We'll bring up Jimmy Golenke. So Scolaro not quite out of the woods just yet, but a big punch out as that breaking ball fell off the table. Fabian going after it, comes up empty.
That's a big out for Scolaro. 6 punch out. He's really been rolling in this relief outing. Couldn't come to a bigger bat than Judd Fabian, a guy who came up with 2 runners on base, RBI opportunity. Scolaro just freezes him.
So Jimmy Golenke steps in. 3rd time he's made an appearance at the plate in the second game of this doubleheader. First pitch, breaking ball down. Hackenberg smothers it between the legs, fires it back to the lefty on the mound. No advance for either runner. 2 down in the 5th inning. Hyannis trying to hold on to the lead for the time being at least. All the scoring took place back in the 1st inning. Hunter Goodman, a 2-run shot that has made the difference so far and has put Hyannis on top. Bourne struck back for 1 in the bottom of the 1st. The breaking ball again misses down and away from the hitter, Jimmy Golenke. And that is where we have stood since. 0s on the board for both sides through the top of the 5th inning. Scolaro trying to hang another one on the board and get his Hyannis bats back to the dish with a chance for some insurance. Scolaro set Golenke at the plate. 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball good for a strike. Belt high right down central. Scolaro's relied heavy on that breaking ball. It's been his bread and butter throughout his outing tonight. Trying to hang Golenke out to dry for the 2nd time. He grounded out to 3rd. His most recent plate appearance back in the 3rd frame. Golenke, a 308 hitter off the Hyannis Harbor Hawks this season. No stranger to success against the orange and blue. 2-1 comes in, ripped down the 3rd base line, but foul past Jackson Olsen. Golenke just a mere inches tying up this ball game, perhaps giving Bourne the lead. That one rolled all the way down to the corner by the 3:30 marker. Instead, the count evens 2-2. Kyle Hesswaite's on deck. Deuces wild here in the 5th inning for Bourne. Fans becoming a bit restless, trying to cheer on their Bourne Braves here at Dorn Park against these Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Bourne has fared particularly well here at home. Hyannis has gotten the better of Bourne back in McKeon Park, so the home team has fared well, as Lyle touched upon a bit earlier on in the evening. Scolaro's got a 2-2 count. The pitch, breaking ball, that one ripped into left field, a base hit. Morissetti getting the wave around 3rd. Mosley fires it back into Westberg. The run's going to cross the plate in Morissette. An RBI single from Jimmy Golenke ties the ball game at 2 apiece.
Been the Jimmy Golenke show in both games of the doubleheader today. 3 hits, 3 RBIs in game 1. And now he ties the game up in game 2 as he just smacks one through the left side. Rigsby Mosley came in to make the play, but by the time he came up with the baseball, the runner Morissette had already scored easily from 2nd base.
So Golenke does the trick again. Xavier Warren now resides in scoring position. And now it'll be Kyle Hess's turn in an RBI spot with 2 down in the 5th. So Scolaro not able to continue the trend of 0s on the board as Bourne strikes back to even the ball game. 2 runs on 5 hits for Bourne to this point. Ryan has 2 runs on 3 hits. It remains to be seen how the offense will respond when they return back to the plate. Now Chad Gassman's on his way out to the mound. Now makes the quick signal to the bullpen. A couple of steps out of the dugout. That'll be it for Jonas Scolaro's night. Gassman on his way out to the mound. Rest of the infield as well as Adam Hackenberg joining him. Pitcher trotting in from the bullpen. We'll have a pitching change for you on the other side of the break. A brand new ball game here from Dorn Park at 2 apiece when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Chad Gassman goes to his third arm out of the bullpen tonight in Game 2 of this doubleheader. It's Kyle Murphy, the Northeastern product, taking the hill here in the 5th inning. Bourne has struck back for a run to tie the ball game. An RBI single from who else but Jimmy Glowacki. Seems to have the Harborhawks number each and every time he steps into the plate. He's not at the ball game. We've got a brand new one here from Doran Park. It'll be Kyle Hess to greet Kyle Murphy. Breaking ball in for a strike. First pitch of Murphy's outing, a good one. Breaking ball about knee high. This is Murphy's 9th appearance. His 6th out of the bullpen. A 1-2 record, a 7.57 ERA in 19 innings of work. Northeastern Husky getting a shot here on the road as he spikes a breaking ball up to Hackenberg. Count evens the ball and a strike to the hitter Hess. Was a strikeout victim in his most recent plate appearance. That came back in the 3rd frame. Reached on a fielder's choice 5-4 in the 1st inning as well. Murphy's last appearance came on July the 20th at the Katuah Kettleers. He earned the win in that ball game. Both runners are taken off. Pitch high. Hackenberg fakes the throw to second. No throw down to third. Is sliding in safely as Jimmy Glowacki down at the bag at second. Moving over to third base, Xavier Warren. Breaking ball missed high and tight to Hess. Count a ball and a strike. Or rather, 2 balls and a strike now. 2 runners in scoring position, and Bourne threatening here in the 5th inning to strike back and take the lead. They've out hit Hyannis by 2 now. Murphy comes set on the rubber, working from the stretch. 2-1. Fastball low and away. 3 balls and a strike, and Murphy 1 pitch away from working himself into some mighty trouble. The big Stanford first baseman Nick Bruiser loosening up on deck. Murphy a breath, now comes home on 3-1. Breaking ball, misses outside, ball 4, and that loads him up. Kyle Hess draws a walk. That's now 2 free passes in the inning surrendered by Hyannis. 1 by Murphy and 1 from Jonas Galaro, who has exited the ballgame. Well, that's the 1 blip on the radar for Galaro to this point. He worked 2 2/3, gave up 2 hits, struck out 6, which was a season high. Galaro was very, very effective, just worked himself into a bit of trouble later on in the frame. Murphy on in relief with the bases loaded. Nick Bruiser at the plate, swings at the first pitch and pops it foul out of play to the right side. So Nick Bruiser 0 for 2. But a chance to erase all of that. Come through in the clutch here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. One of the bigger points in the ball game. Kyle Murphy on the hill. High pressure situation on the road at Doran Park. The 0-1. Fastball good for a strike on the outside corner. Bit below the knees. Bruiser shaking his head out of the box. A couple of words from Mark Delaney behind the plate.
I was going to say, Brennan, they put Murphy into a pretty tough situation here, but they're trusting him to get the final out of this inning and keep the score at a tie. He's got 2 strikes so far.
Warren at third, Glowacki at second, Hess at first. Murphy gets a sign from Hackenberg. The 0-2. Fastball just misses down and away. Trying to put it in the same spot where he just picked up strike 2 call. Couldn't get Bruiser to go after it and couldn't get Delaney to ring him up. And the Stanford first baseman staying alive as he waves the bat out toward Murphy a couple times. 3 ducks on the pond and a chance for Bourne to take the lead as a 1-2 breaking ball just foul tipped at the plate off the end of the bat. Bruiser just getting a piece of that one. By a hair to stay alive in the right-handed batter's box. Rub some dirt on the batting gloves and now he'll step back in. Murphy worked 2 1/3 in his last appearance at the Katuah Kettleers. No runs on 3 hits. Also struck out 3. He'd love to pick up his first punch out right here. Count of 1-2 to Bruiser. The pitch. Breaking ball popped up right side over the netting out of play. If Murphy can ring up Bruiser, it'd be Bruiser's second strikeout of his evening here in Game 2. Would definitely give Murphy a sigh of relief. Bourne is knocking at the door, threatening here at Doran Park to snatch the lead right back. Time is called. Hackenberg wants some time to go talk things over with Murphy, who steps off the back of the mound. Murphy this season has worked 19 innings for Chad Gassman, mostly out of the bullpen. He's made a couple of starts. Most of his 9 appearances have all come in relief. Tommy McCollum started this game, and Murphy on in relief for Jonas Galaro. Bruiser back to the plate with Jake McKenzie looming on deck. Murphy puts himself in a one-pitch situation from getting out of the inning. A tough bat and Bruiser at the plate. 1-2 offering. Fastball in the dirt. Picked on the back end by Hackenberg. Perhaps saved a run. Murphy struggling a bit with the location here. Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Or not an offense that explodes too often. They seem to have Hyannis' number this season, however. And a real pest. The 2-2 to Bruiser. Fastball just off the outer edge of the plate. That one looked pretty good. Murphy a deep breath as he gets a new baseball and will rub it out just off the back of the rubber. Mark Delaney had rung up a couple of strikes earlier on in the inning that were a bit lower than that one, but Murphy not picking up the call that time. Count swells full 3-2 with the bases loaded. Runners will be off with the pitch, the 3-2. Fastball popped up into the screen, foul. Slightly off to our left. Count stays filled. All the runners will retreat back to the bases. 2-2 the score, 3-2 count, 2 down here in the Bourne half of the inning. We play in the 5th inning here from Dorn Park. Just past 8:30 here on Cape Cod as Murphy spins back off the rubber. Neither of the 3 runners are being held on at their bags. Bruiser's put up a tough fight against the Northeastern Husky. In search of his first strikeout. It would be a big one to get Hyannis out of a mighty jam. The 3-2 offering. Fastball upstairs and he walks in a run. Check appeal to first. He went around. Bruiser hopping down the first baseline in disgust. Rips the helmet off the head as Kyle Murphy takes a deep breath and a sigh of relief as he can walk back to the dugout with the damage rolling off the back of his shoulders. Bourne strands the bases loaded as Nick Bruiser strikes out to end a bases loaded threat. We're still tied at 2. We'll go to the 6th inning here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hyannis brings the top of the order to the plate in the 6th inning. Jordan Westberg, Rigsby Mosley, and Ian Fair to the dish against Arizona State right-hander Blake Burzell. Kyle Murphy, my goodness, works himself out of one heck of a jam to end things in the bottom of the 5th inning. Could have been a lot worse. Bourne struck for 1 that inning. A controversial check swing. Nick Bruiser was ruled he went around by first base umpire Dave Viveros. Was not happy with the call, but Kyle Murphy worked himself out of a bases juice jam, stranding the bases loaded and keeping the ball game knotted at 2 apiece. That's where we stand right now. A bit of a pause in action. I think there may be some defensive changes for the Bourne Braves. We'll get those to you if and when we find out what those are for Harvey Shapiro down in that third base dugout. Burzell winds and fires. First pitch to the frame to Jordan Westberg. Misses low and away with a fastball. It's 1-0. Westberg 0 for his first 2 in Game 2 of this doubleheader. Batting for the 3rd time here in Game 2 against Burzell as he sends an 1-0 fastball up and out of play. Again, evens the ball in a strike. And for Westberg, a .338 hitter as we currently stand right now. Rigsby Mosley behind him at 231, and Ian Fair sits at 404, picking up a hit already in this ball game. Breaking ball missed upstairs, 2-1 the count. The Mississippi State Bulldog, Jordan Westberg, taking his cuts from the right side against the hard-throwing Sun Devil Burzell. 1-1. Fastball misses off the outer edge of the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Hyannis hasn't had a hit in their last 6 batters, dating back to Ian Fair's single to start off the 4th inning. He's set to hit in this inning, but right now it's Westberg, jackknifed by a 3-1 fastball. It's outside, and that's ball 4. So Westberg will head down to first with a leadoff walk to start off in the 6th inning. I'll bring up Rigsby Mosley. He'll take his cuts from the left side.
At bat, number 12 from Troy University.
Rigsby's been aboard once tonight. Reached on an E5 in the 1st inning. Reached second base on that play. An errant throw by Xavier Warren down the third baseline at the hot corner. It was a tough play, but Mosley scampered into scoring position. It was brought around on the Hunter Goodman 2-run blast. First pitch to him, fastball knee level, called strike 0-1. Rigsby Mosley, look at the average. It might not be all there, but he has had a heck of an impact on this Hyannis ball club. That average has been on the climb as of late. Burzell working from the stretch, fires a fastball, swinging a foul off the mask of the catcher Carmody behind the dish. Not removing the mask, but looks to be a bit shaken up behind the plate, just walking it off. Mark Delaney will walk out a new baseball to Burzell on the hill. The Sun Devil came on in relief of Hayden King, the UNLV arm, who started this ball game. Went 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, struck out 2. Carmody going through the signs with his arm on the hill. We've got Mosley in an 0-2 count. Runner at first, Jordan Westberg. Burzell set the pitch. Fastball, that one roped past the shortstop Galecki into left, a base hit. Station to station base running Jordan Westberg up to second. Rigsby Mosley picks up his first base hit here in game 2. Reaching for the second time. That'll turn things over to Ian Fair out of the number 3 spot. So Carmody heads out to the mound to have a quick chat with Burzell. The offenses haven't exploded yet, but they've been knocking at the door a bunch of times. As evident by the last inning, Bourne straining the bases loaded.
At bat, number 37 from
Northeastern Husky Kyle Murphy worked out of one heck of a jam, and now his teammate Ian Fair will step in. Trying to pick up his second base knock and make it back-to-back in the 6th inning for Hyannis. Fair's got his uniform dirty today. He's picked up a couple of hits. Went 1 for 3 in game 1, had a triple in the 1st inning. And picked up another hit in the 4th inning of game 2 here today at Dorn Park. Batting with a couple aboard and nobody out. Fair squaring around a bunt, fastball way over his head, out of the crouch to get at Carmody. A big bat looming on deck, and Hunter Goodman loosening up with some big practice swings. Ian Fair can find a way aboard. That'll make things a whole lot more interesting. Double play is in effect. Shortstop Galecki creeping up behind the runner Westberg at second. Burzell takes a step off and will readjust the cap. Burzell, the tall, lanky right-hander, looks at second, now comes home with a 1-0. Fair bunts one down softly down the third baseline, but it'll bounce foul. Just out of the grass, residing to the left of the third baseline. Down a ball and a strike. Westberg will retreat back to second, mostly back to first. Hyannis trying to play some small ball. Chad Gassman opting to have his 6'5" first baseman try and drop one down. Fair not known to be a speed demon, but if he can advance both runners into scoring position, that would do Hyannis a lot of good with the RBI leader and Hunter Goodman awaiting on deck. Just 4 hits to this point for Hyannis. They've only needed 1. Came from the man in the on-deck circle as a 1-1 comes into Fair, punches it foul right side, drifting back toward the forest. A ball and 2 strikes to Fair, putting up a really tough fight here against Burzell. To be fair, Burzell working with a very, very deliberate pace with a couple runners aboard. Hyannis wasting no time trying to get to the Sun Devil. The 1-2 to Fair comes in. Breaking ball bouncing up to the plate. Carmody out of the crouch and scampering to his right to knock it down. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Fair steps out again. Hyannis as a team coming into the action today. 137 runs, 266 hits, and 119 RBIs. Bear trying to pick up one more with a runner at second base, and a fastball misses downstairs from Burzell to fill the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ian Fair's picked up 5 RBIs on his summer so far. Chance for 6, and that would give Hyannis the lead right back. Hunter Goodman with 35 stands on deck. 3-2. Fastball just outside, and he lost him. Bases loaded and nobody out for Hunter Goodman. And Blake Burzell working himself into a world of trouble here in the 6th inning. Harbor Hawk at every base, and they're all filled up. Well, the Cape leader in RBIs, but Harvey Shapiro will interrupt the party for just a second. He's on his way out to the mound, and that might be it for Blake Burzell. There is some action down there in the left field line down at the Braves bullpen. Harvey Shapiro making the slow walk out to the hill. Rest of the infield joining in. Well, as is Kendrick Carmody. Shapiro looking out toward the bullpen. Hasn't made the signal just yet. Long conference still going on the mound. Hunter Goodman will be the hitter when action resumes. Mark Delaney on his way out to the mound to break up the conference. On his way out to try and pry Harvey Shapiro away from the top of the hill. He's still talking. Looking back at Mark Delaney with a couple of words. Assistant coach Ron Polk out of the Hyannis dugout. Perhaps going over the scouting report for the pitcher down there in the left field bullpen for Bourne. Can't exactly tell who that is down there, but Harvey Shapiro has made the move. We will have a pitching change here as Blake Burzell will exit. He does so in a 2-2 ball game, but Hyannis has threatened with the bases loaded here in the 6th inning and nobody away. Tough situation here at Doran Park. Pitching change coming up on the other side of the break on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. A bases loaded situation here at Doran Park in the 6th inning. Hunter Goodman is the man to the plate to greet the new pitcher, Tyler Brocious. Out of the Bourne Braves bullpen, making his 10th appearance of the summer. He inherits the toughest situation there is in baseball to come on out of the bullpen. Try and get out of a bases loaded, nobody out situation. And no less to the RBI leader on Cape Cod. The breaking ball missed inside to Goodman, count 1-0. Goodman's already had a long ball and picked up 2 RBIs in game 2 of this doubleheader. Tyler Brocious and 0-0 record, a 7.83 ERA. He has been knocked around, and Hunter Goodman would be the man for the job. Another fastball misses in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. And Broch's delivery, one you might not see too often. The sidewinder from the University of Rhode Island. Be entering his senior season in the upcoming academic campaign. 2-0 to Goodman. Working ball outside. Out of the crouch, almost on a parallel dive to the ground was Carmody to go get it. Jordan Westberg at the bag at third. Rigsby Mosley at second, and Ian Fair at first. Goodman, the hitter at the plate. He's got a count of 3 balls and no strikes. Brocious has only walked 5 on the summer. He's got nowhere to put Goodman, the 3-0. Get me over pitch in for a strike at the about thigh high. Brocious has worked 10 1/3 so far in a Braves uniform this summer. He's racked up 4 saves. Working here in the 6th inning in a tie ball game here at Doran Park. Approaching the 9 o'clock hour. Intense situations down the stretch with a 3-1 to Goodman. A high chopper left side of the infield. Warren down to get it. Fires across the diamond to first in time, but the run scores. Jordan Westberg crosses the plate. Hunter Goodman picks up another RBI on a ground out. Score that one 5-3 as Warren had no play at the plate off the high chopper. Had to wait for it to come down into the glove and make a strong go to bruiser across the diamond at first. Rigsby Mosley advances up to third base on the play. Ian Fair to second. And now Jared DeSantolo will get an opportunity with 2 runners aboard in scoring position and just 1 down. Now time is called. Bourne pitching coach on his way out. Follows with the catcher Carmody. Hyannis has gotten the lead back 3-2 with DeSantolo, the hitter, at the dish when action resumes once again. The FAU Owl 0 for 2 made a pinch hit appearance back in game 1. He struck out to lead off the 7th inning. He subbed in for Brooks Carlson. Short meeting concludes. 1-point umpire Mark Delaney not even having to go out to the mound to break up the conference. And Jared DeSantolo steps in. Works his way out of the box, now back in his usual routine as Tyler Brocious steps back off the hill. Brocious came in relief of Blake Birdsell, who went 1 inning. Gave up 1 hit, 1 run, and walked 2. Didn't strike out anybody. First pitch from the sidewinder. Downstairs, low and in. The ball and no strikes to DeSantolo. Bounce one back to the pitcher in the 1st inning. Then popped out to the shortstop, Glewenke, back in the 4th. Left-handed hitting infielder. Looks at a 1-0 pitch. In for a strike on the outside corner. DeSantolo a bit bewildered with the call. Nonetheless, DeSantolo backs out of the box, now stands in with a 1-1 count. Brocious trying to work himself out of one heck of a sticky situation. 3 runs on just 4 hits for Hyannis. They've been racking up the walks here in game 2 as DeSantolo punches a 1-1 fastball on the ground off the glove of the first baseman Bruiser, and nobody's covering first base. DeSantolo's going to get there safely. Another run comes in to score. That's Rigsby Mosley crossing the plate. Ian Fair up to third base. Jared DeSantolo across the diamond to board at first, picks up an RBI to make it 4-2 here. Hyannis in the 6th. So DeSantolo reaching again. Jared on the summer picking up RBI number 6. Now it'll be Jackson Olsen to stand in with men on the corners and still only just 1 out. Carmody back from his spot out behind the plate, going over some signs with the rest of his infield. Double play is a possibility. 4 runs on 4 hits. Hyannis has picked up 1 here in the 6th inning. Also walked twice. That was to load the bases. Hunter Goodman picked up an RBI on the ground out to third base. And now Jackson Olsen is going to be called back to the dugout. Lucas Dunn comes up off the bench, and he'll make a pinch hit appearance. So an interesting move from Chad Gassman to go with the Louisville Cardinal, making his return to action here from Team USA. So Lucas Dunn, stretching out to the right of the home plate area, will step in. Men on the corners, 1 down here in the Hyannis 6th. Lucas saw action back in game 1. Went 0 for 2 with a walk in that contest. Part of a Bourne Braves victory. Their 14th of the summer. However, Hyannis storming back here in game 2. First pitch to Lucas. Downstairs, count 1-0. Lucas was 6 for his first 24 on Cape Cod. 1 for 2 in game 1, so make that 6 for 26, but did pick up a walk. Brochus working out of the stretch with 1 down. Kicks and fires. Breaking ball good for a strike, knee level. With Broster being a sidewinder, not known to throw very, very hard. He's at just 6 foot 170 as well. And a 2.27 ERA in his school season with the URI Rams. In for a strike. Is done. Count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ian Fair down at third base. Jared DeSantelo, who reached on a fielder's choice and just picked up an RBI aboard at first. Hyannis a 4-2 lead. Top of the 6th inning here from Dorn Park. Dunn bat wiggling above his shoulder. Pitch, swing and a miss. Lucas Dunn goes down for strike 3 in his pinch hit appearance. There's still 2 runners aboard. Adam Hackenberg makes his way up to the dish with 2 down in the frame. And Chad Gassman trying to play some chess with the Bourne Braves. The move goes unnoticed. Lucas Dunn back to the dugout. Makes an 0 for 3 day all told so far. And Adam Hackenberg will dig in. A chance to pick up some RBIs. Got a runner at third. Randy Jordan awaiting in the on-deck area. So Adam steps in, a righty-righty matchup. When sidewinder Brochus kicks and deals, Hackenberg swings and misses. Off-speed pitch just on the outside corner. Painting the black there was Brochus. Both frames that Hyannis has put up runs. They've come in pairs. 2 in the first and 2 here in the 6th, but a chance for more. Adam Hackenberg in search of another RBI. Cuts and misses through another breaking ball outside. Down 0-2. Brochus really fooling the Clemson Tiger at the dish right now. Brochus was absolutely dominant in his school season with the Rhodey Rams. 39 2/3 innings in 25 appearances. Walked 6 and struck out 32. Just an incredible ratio for Brochus, trying to work out a jam here in the 6th inning and limit the damage from Hyannis. 0-2, strike 3 called. He got him looking. 3 straight back-to-back breaking balls as he fans Lucas Dunn and Adam Hackenberg to get out of the inning. Tyler Brochus, the magic touch, fanning Adam Hackenberg to end the inning. But Hyannis does some damage. They put up 2 on the board. The score of 4-2 here from Dorn Park. Road team Hyannis with the lead. Bourne trying to strike back when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Kyle Murphy to the mound again, his first full inning in relief. came on to sub in for Jonas Galara, worked his way out of a bases-loaded jam, and one heck of one at that. First pitch of the inning for Jake McKenzie into center field, a base hit, wasting absolutely no time. The Bourne left fielder getting aboard to start out the bottom of the 6th inning. Hyannis plated 2 runs in the top of the inning. They've taken a 4-2 lead here on the road at Dorn Park, trying to pick up their first win on the road against the Bourne Braves this season. This is the 6th and final matchup of 2019 between the 2 divisional squads. Hyannis still not out of playoff contention just yet, but they're going to need to pick up this win if they want to keep their slim hopes alive. Runner aboard at first for Giovanni DiGiacomo. 0 for 1 with the walk is Giovanni in the ballgame so far. Northeastern Husky Murphy stares down the right-handed hitting center fielder in the box. First pitch, a breaking ball. Hackenberg down out of the crouch to go get it, bouncing up off the chest protector. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Giacomo drew that free pass back in the 2nd inning. Flew out to Rigsby Mosley and left in the 4th. Getting his 3rd crack at things here in the 6th inning. Inning with 1 on and nobody out. Bourne trying to start off the bottom of the 6th the same way Hyannis started the top of the inning. Working ball inside, count 2-0. Once again, Murphy coming on for the Florida State Seminole, Jonas Galaro, who worked 2 2/3. His line is now officially closed. 2 hits, 1 run allowed, walked 1, and struck out 6. 2-0. Fastball will get me over pitch, good for a strike in the outer 3rd. Murphy, a redshirt junior in 2019 with the Northeastern squad. Picked up a record of 5-4 in 11 games. Started all 11 of those. 67 2/3 innings of works. A high volume of workload. 2-1. Giacomo sends a fastball straight back, or rather, this is a pinch hitter, Kyler Fetko. Saw some action back in game 1. My apologies. This is Kyler Fetko at the dish. Played right field back in game 1. He went 0 for 3 in that game. Harvey Shapiro opting to turn to him here in the 6th inning. Two balls and 2 strikes as Fetko waves the bat out toward Murphy a couple of times. Runner aboard at first, the pitch in the air to shallow right field. Coming on strong, Hunter Goodman, and it drops in front of him. Lets it fall in front of the chalk as the throw comes back into second. Knocked down by Westberg at the bag. Jake McKenzie scampers up to second base. Kyler Fetko bloops one into shallow right to the left of the chalk. He's got himself a base hit in a pinch hit appearance. Back-to-back hits to start off the frame for Bourne. Trying to strike back on this Hyannis 2-run advantage. They picked up 7 hits in the ballgame, but not much to show for it to this point. 1 run came way back in the 1st inning. Cut the Hyannis lead in half that they racked up early on in the ballgame. That was 2-1, and the score stayed that way for quite a while. All the way until the bottom of the 5th inning when Bourne struck back to tie the ballgame at 2 apiece. Murphy trying to battle, spins and looks back the runner at second, McKenzie. Not being held on, and now assistant coach Ron Polk on his way out. Well, Polk making a stride out to the mound. Usually this is pitching coach's Ray Korn's spot to go talk things over with Kyle Murphy, but it's Polk rather taking his place with the rest of the infield as well as Hackenberg, perhaps going over some defensive sides. Well, the hitter, Robert Carmody at the dish. Taking some practice cuts to the area off to the right of the home plate area. Carmody in the ball game, 0 for 2 to this point. So strikeout victim and grounded out to second way back in his first plate appearance. Plate umpire Mark Delaney trying to break up the conference with Ron Polk, and now he does, trying to get this game to move along a bit. McKenzie at second, Kyler Fetko, the pinch hitter, aboard at first. Now Kyle Murphy trying to hang on and lock things down out of the bullpen in his 2nd inning for Hyannis. That's been the Achilles heel of this Harbor Hawk team for the majority of the summer. Bullpen not being able to hold on just long enough. 2 on, nobody out in the Bourne half of the 6th. Infield creeping in just a bit with the hitter Carmody squaring to bunt. Fastball misses low and away. Murphy was an ESPN Boston All-State team member in 2015. That was back in high school. His college days with the Northeastern Huskies. Pitched against his favorite MLB club, Lyle touched upon earlier. The starter tonight, Hayden King, idolizing Marcus Stroman for the Toronto Blue Jays. He's dropping down a bunt in front of the plate is Carmody. Just bounced foul off the front of the plate. Murphy getting a chance to toe the slab against the Boston Red Sox down at Fort Myers in a spring training game. An annual affair that the Red Sox put on every year down at Fort Myers, facing the Northeastern Huskies and the Boston College Eagles. Murphy quoted as saying, "That was a dream come true, and how could it not have been?" Pitching in a Major League spring training site, but even so, many, many star athletes in the game of baseball. 1-1 comes in. Carmody drops one down the first baseline, rolling a bit foul to the left of the home plate area. A ball and a strike to Carmody. Murphy trying to live away from Carmody's head of the bat. 0 for 2 to this point is the backstop for Bourne. Count 1-2. Murphy gets a new baseball. Carmody out of the box. Both runners, McKenzie and Fedko, still put in their bags. Nobody out, but Bourne threatening here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Right-hander set. Carmody squares to bunt again. Coming in, Ian Fair at the off the bag at first. Strike 3. Carmody couldn't pull the bat out of the way in time, and a called third strike nonetheless. Well, Murphy picks up a strikeout against Carmody going down, unable to drop down the sacrifice. He'll turn the lineup card way back over to the top, and Cody Moore is set with a couple runners aboard and one down in the inning. And Morissette has been a thorn in the side of Hyannis, to say the least, tonight so far. Picked up a double in the first, came around to score. A single in the 5th, also came around to score. And Morissette has touched the plate for both Bourne Braves runs as he cuts and misses here through a fastball way up out of the zone from Murphy, count 0-1. That strikeout to Robert Carmody, a big one. First out here in the 6th inning. And Murphy's been known to have some swing and miss stuff. His 2019 season at Northeastern, he picked up 66 punch-outs. 0-1, another fastball too far inside. Trying to pick up the inside black to Morissette, couldn't do it. Murphy struck out 19 on his summer and 19 innings pitched so far. 1-1. Working ball outside. Murphy averaging just about 1 an inning. Perhaps a little bit over now with the strikeout to Carmody here in this frame. Only walked 8, giving up 24 hits, so he has been knocked around a little bit. Season high in hits came July the 9th at home against Falmouth, where he gave up 7 hits and 4 runs to go with it. Took the loss in that game. That was one of his 2 starts where he went 4 1/3. Murphy set, fires a 2-1. Shot foul off to the left, clanking off the brick wall and as it rolls in front of the Bourne dugout. It looks like they're going to give Morissette first base, and now Gassman is livid. He's popped out of the dugout, and he's given Mark Delaney a piece of his mind. I think they're ruling that might have hit Morissette as he's on his way down to first. That would load the bases, and Gassman is not happy. Giving Delaney a piece of his mind. That one looked like it got off the knob of the bat of Morissette as it trickled over in foul ground, and I'm not sure that a hit by pitch would cause that. Gassman has every single right to be upset with that call. As Morissette gets first base, and that loads the bags. I'll bring up Xavier Warren. Not quite sure exactly what the call is, but Harvey Shapiro, hands in his pockets down the third baseline. He will take that all day. And that fills the bags. McKenzie down to third. Kyler Fedko at second. And now, of course, Cody Morissette at first. First pitch to Warren. Called strike. Our sarcastic cheer from the Hyannis supporters here in attendance. Now 0-1. Mark Delaney hearing it from the fans around the confines of Dorn Park all night. 0-1 for Murphy. Fastball again good for a strike. 0-2 the count to Warren. But even should Murphy figure out a way to punch out the hitter Xavier Warren now, he's not out of the woods just yet. That would only be the second out of the inning with the bases still loaded for a dangerous hitter in Judd Fabian. Murphy set the 0-2 offering. Fastball low. Good waste pitch trying to get Warren to go out of the zone. Couldn't get the Bourne third baseman to pull the trigger. The count 1-2 strikes. The Bourne Brave at every single base with Warren at the dish. He's already picked up a base hit in the ball game. Been aboard twice with a walk as well. Murphy trying to wiggle his way out of trouble. The 1-2. Warren swings, grounder through the right side, a base hit. In to score the runner, Jake McKenzie, being waved around. Kyler Fedko right behind him as he slides in safely. The throw to the plate was up the line and not in time as Kyler Fedko crosses the plate to tie the ballgame at 4 apiece. A 2 RBI single for Xavier Warren. Picks up his second hit of the night, and we've got, once again, a brand new ballgame here from Doran Park. A base hit through the right side. Servideo and Ian Fair couldn't converge on it quickly enough, and it gets through the right side. Hunter Goodman's throw to the plate was up the line. Scampering to the plate, Jake McKenzie and Kyler Fedko. Xavier Warren does the trick with the bat here in the 6th inning. As they match Hyannis' 2 runs, and they tie the ball game at 4 apiece. 4 runs on 8 hits as opposed to Hyannis' 4 runs on 4 hits. Bourne with 2 errors on the board, but Judd Fabian takes a look at a breaking ball down and away at the count 1-0. Morris set aboard at second. Xavier Warren with the 2 RBI single aboard at first, and Bourne not done here in the 6th. They've got just 1 out, and Judd Fabian at the dish. He has had one heck of an eye-opening summer. 1-0 pitch, fastball misses down. Fabian's already picked up a base hit as well as an RBI. That was back in the 1st inning. Fabian and Glewenke, who awaits on deck, have been real pests in this lineup tonight for Bourne here against Hyannis specifically. 3 RBI for Glewenke in the 1st game as the breaking ball's dropped in at the knees. A called strike to run the count to 2-1 at the hands of Judd Fabian. But Glewenke, my goodness, he's already picked up an RBI as well. That was back in his most recent plate appearance in the 5th. And if he gets a shot to hit here in the 6th inning, will more than likely be in an RBI spot. 2-1 from Murphy. Fastball just off the outer edge of the plate, 3-1. Murphy trying to avoid another walk. It would be his 9th of the summer. 3-1, and a walk here to Fabian would load the bags again. Murphy a breath as he stares down at Hackenberg for a sign. The 3-1 pitch. Fastball on the ground, right side towards second base. Servideo up with it. Flips to first to Fair in time, 2 down. So 4-3 put out. That advances both runners to second and third. Moore set to third, Warren to second. Now Chad Gassman on his way to the mound again with the hitter Jimmy Glewenke coming up. He makes the signal to the bullpen, and he'll go to his 4th arm down the right field line. Gassman will take the ball away from Kyle Murphy, and we'll have a pitching change on the other side of the break. Once again, in a tie ball game here from Doran Park. 4-4 the score when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Chad Gassman goes to his fourth arm out of the bullpen. And it's Memphis Tiger, teammate of Hunter Goodman, Landon Kelly, on a fairly new face for Hyannis out of the bullpen, only making his third appearance of the summer. He inherits a two-out, two-runner-on situation with Jimmy Kulwenke at the dish. First pitch, off speed, a called strike 0-1. And 2 appearances for Kelly so far in his summer. He's gone 6 innings, struck out 4, walked 3, given up 5 hits. 3 ERA flat. He's gone 3 innings in each of his first 2 appearances. 1 against the Orleans Firebirds and 1 on the road at White House Field against the Harwich Mariners. Kulwenke swings and fouls it straight back off the screen, 0-2. Landon Kelly coming out of the bullpen in relief of Kyle Murphy. Trying to get the final out of the 6th inning and keep this ball game knotted. Kulwenke's already picked up an RBI. He's got 2 ducks on the pond for him right now, but an 0-2 count against Landon Kelly. Pitch. Breaking ball popped up foul right side, out of play. Kulwenke hanging tough with 2 strikes, trying to make life tough for Landon Kelly, fresh on out of the bullpen. 6'1", 207-pound right-hander. Kelly's racked up 4 strikeouts on his summer so far. 1 pitch away from number 5, and it would be an absolutely crucial one. Right-hander Kelly brings the glove set just in front of the face. The 0-2 on the ground left side. Olsen picks it up, fires across, low throw, picked by Fair in time. Jackson Olsen saves a run. Throw to Fair at first base in time, and he keeps the game knotted at 4. But the Bourne Braves strike back. They pick up 2 on a 2 RBI single off the bat, courtesy of Xavier Warren. 4-4, the ball game knotted up. We go to the 7th inning when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hyannis brings 8-9-1 to the plate in the top of the 7th inning. They've got a brand new ball game here from Dorn Park, much similar to game 1. This one's knotted up at 4 apiece. 4 runs on 4 hits for Hyannis as opposed to 4 runs on 8 hits for the Bourne Braves. Rowdy Jordan, Anthony Servideo, and Jordan Westberg will come to the plate pending any pinch hitters. Jordan steps in against Tyler Brocious, the reliever, the 3rd arm into the ball game here in game 2 for Harvey Shapiro's Bourne Braves. First pitch. Fastball, a called strike on the outside corner to Jordan. Jordan's 0 for 1 with a walk so far in game 2. Rowdy didn't see any playing time in game 1, trying to make the most of it here in his 3rd plate appearance in the nightcap. 0-1, runs inside. Off the glove of the catcher, Carmody behind the dish. Jordan jackknife back out of the box, a couple of steps. Count pulls even, a ball and a strike. Hyannis trying to strike back and take the lead here in the 7th inning, trying to fend off the Bourne Braves here in game 2 from Dorn Park. Crowd has thinned out a little bit over the course of the evening. Jordan standing in from the left side against the right-handed URI product Brocious. 1-1, breaking ball in the dirt. Sidewinder. Bit of an unorthodox delivery, one that Hyannis probably hasn't seen much this season. Hyannis has come down the stretch in a lot of these games in close contests. This one no different. Matter of fact, neither one of these contests today any different from that. Brocious 2-1 offering. Jordan thought about going around, but a called strike nonetheless off the outside corner. Anthony Servideo getting ready to take his cuts here on the 7th in the on-deck area. Jordan steps back in with a 2-2 count. Hyannis' offense has been known to wake up in late game situations. 2-2 to Jordan. Shot foul off the brick wall just off to our left. And the Hyannis offense has been very sporadic throughout the 2019 summer, but when they have come alive, it's been either really, really early in ball games or very late. Of course, these doubleheader games only 7 innings. So if this game stays tied, the max cap we can go in extra innings would be up until 9. 2-2 on the ground, right side towards second. Morissette charging in to get it, flips to first in time to get Jordan 1 down. So Jordan hustling down the line, but couldn't beat out Morissette, who came charging in from the lip of the outfield grass in time to scoop it up off the dirt and make the throw. So Rowdy Jordan 0 for 2 on his night so far, and Anthony Servideo will take his turn for the 3rd time. Servideo bounced one to second base in the 3rd inning, flew out to left in the 5th. First pitch from Brocious, fastball, called strike at the top of the zone. No balls in the strike. Hyannis has stranded 3 runners on base to this point. Nobody on here for Servideo as he takes his cuts in the 7th. You could point to that as the Achilles heel for Hyannis on offense as of late. Breaking ball in from Brocious again. Called strike 2. Servideo tips the head back in a bit of disgust. But the men left on base. There's been a number to circle over the course of the past couple of games. Hyannis just not capitalizing on late game opportunities. Timely hitting has been hard to come by. 0-2 from Brocious. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew a heater right by him. Brocious went up the ladder. Picks up strikeout number 1. That'll bring up Jordan Westberg at the top of the order. Nobody on and 2 down.
Jordan Westberg.
Mississippi State Bulldog taking his place in the right-handed batter's box against Brocious, who has been very, very good. The bullpen for Harvey Shapiro. First pitch, Westberg foul, tips it back into the glove of Carmody behind the dish, 0-1. Both starters were chased from this ball game, and multiple arms have come in to follow. Tommy McCollum, much as 2 innings in this contest. Chad Gassman opting to work into the bullpen rather early. 0-1. Fastball again, knee level, called strike 2. 3rd straight hitter of the inning that Tyler Brocious has worked to 0-2. On the verge of his 2nd punch out, would be back-to-back to end the inning. Again, his Bourne Braves back to the plate in the bottom of the 7th with a chance to walk it off. Brocious is 0-2. Westberg swings a blooper off the inside part of the bat, leaps and makes the grab as Morissette off the lip of the outfield grass at second. Brocious jams Westberg and gets him to pop it up to second base. Morissette gives a slight leap at the apex of the jump. He snags it, a snow-killing style grab to end the inning. 1-2-3 goes Hyannis in the 7th. Bourne back to the dish in the bottom of the frame, trying to walk it off here from Dorn Park on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
At bat, number 34. from
Bourne looking to
LSU,
walk it off here in the bottom of the
Jake
seventh
Pelosi.
from Dorn Park. We're tied at 4 apiece. And Landon Kelly back to the hill for Hyannis, trying to shut it down and send it to extra innings on the road. It'll be Caden Beloso, Nick Bruiser, and Jake McKenzie. Beloso coming off the bench, a pinch hitter subbed in for the 7th inning. He takes a fastball low and inside. And Beloso saw some action in Game 1, making a pinch hit appearance for the first time here in the 7th of Game 2 as he chops at an 0-1-1-0 fastball on the ground towards Servideo at second. Throw to fair at first in plenty of time. And Beloso's pinch hit appearance goes for a nod. Now Nick Bruiser will step in. He's had an 0-for-3 campaign in Game 2.
At bat,
Landon
number
Kelly, the
1,
Memphis Tiger on the hill. A late arrival here for Hyannis this summer. Teammate of Hunter Goodman. Trying to make it a very strong bullpen outing. 4th arm that Chad Gassman has opted to use here tonight. Working ball good for a strike to Bruiser to start as the bat 0-1. Bruiser's been a strikeout victim twice. He does have a big bat when he can make some contact. 0-1. That one's good for a strike. Off-speed delivery on the outside part of the plate. No balls and 2 strikes with Jake McKenzie loosening up on deck. The 0-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Did he go around? Tag applied from Hackenberg behind the plate, and yes, he did, said home plate umpire Mark Delaney. Not even waiting for an appeal to first. That's a hat trick for Nick Bruiser in the ball game. His 3rd punch out of the night.
number 2 from Ford
Landon
University,
Kelly racks one up,
Jake McKenzie.
and a quick two up, 2 down. And now Jake McKenzie will step in.
Oh, it's a good sign from Landon Kelly. He buried that one in the dirt. It fooled the hitter Nick Bruiser just long enough, and Bourne started to get some momentum going in the 6th, but Landon Kelly not letting it continue here in the 7th.
First pitch to the new hitter, Jake McKenzie. High and tight. Now Landon Kelly in his school season in 2019 with Memphis made 19 appearances, a 5.70 ERA. Walked 13, but struck out 37, so he's got some swing and miss stuff as McKenzie waves and misses there. Pulling the string on the right-handed hitting left fielder. Pitch, fastball outside. On the count of a ball and a strike, the Bourne left fielder. Braves trying to walk it off here in the 7th inning, but they've got 2 down. Breaking ball misses outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Landon Kelly trying to make life tough and preserve this game into extra innings. Kelly glove in front of his face, a very quick pace to 2-1. In the air to deep center field, sending Jordan back toward the wall. He's still going, still back there. And that one's going to one-hop the wall. Into second base cruises Jake McKenzie. Into scoring position, the Bourne Braves are in business with 2 down. But man, did Jake McKenzie give that one a ride. Sent Roundy Jordan way back toward the wall. Turned over his shoulder a couple of times. And a ground rule double out there in center. One hopping the wall out there, and that was very, very close.
That one looked like it had a chance to go off the bat. Again, Dorn Park, very big, starting to become a little bit more of a brisk night, so a little bit more cold air taking the ball down. But McKenzie squared that one up. Again, this is a guy who hasn't had a home run since the 3rd game of his summer. But he made that ever so close right there, and as a result, not a bad secondary option, putting the winning run in scoring position.
Now McKenzie doing his job getting aboard. First pitch to Kyler Fetko, good for a strike, 0-1. But for Jake McKenzie, when hopping into the bag at second base, he knew he just missed that one. But he put a charge into it, sent it to the deepest part of the ballpark in center field. And hit to any other part of the ballpark, that one might have had a chance to get out. 0-1. Breaking ball, chop foul, just in front of the brick wall where we are. Count no balls, 2 strikes. Winning runs 180 feet away in scoring position in the form of Jake McKenzie. Kyler Fetko at the dish, and last time Hyannis was here, it was Bryce Theodosia who took away a base hit that would have put an RBI on the board for Kyler. Got that same opportunity here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The 0-2 count. Pitch from Kelly. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Hackenberg up from behind the plate. Tosses down to first to complete the strikeout. And we're going to extra innings here from Dorn Park. Hyannis 4. Bourne 4. Harborhawks back to the dish when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
number 12 from Troy University.
Rigsby Mosley to the plate to start things off in the top of the 8th inning. We go to extras. You're in game 2 of a doubleheader. Again, these contests only 7 innings. So the 8th inning will signal extras here from Dorn Park in a 4-4 knotted tie. Carl Johnson on the pitch for Bourne in extras. First pitch to Rigsby. Big cut and a miss. Almost came out of his shoes on a high fastball, 0-1.
A couple of defensive changes here for Bourne. Cade Beloso goes to first. Nick Bruiser moves out to right. Kyler Fedko in center.
Mosley again, another swing and a miss through a hard fastball from Johnson. Right-handers pumping him in hard to start off the 8th inning. No balls and 2 strikes. The count to the Troy outfielder Mosley. Johnson looking for a strikeout right away. Fastball outside. Mosley watches it go by. Count 1-2. It's been a back-and-forth ball game once again here in game 2 from Dorn. Both teams striking for 2 in the 6th inning. 1-2 offering to Mosley. Punch foul off to the left up by the school building. For Carl Johnson, the hard-throwing UConn righty. Stands at 6'5", 190. Pitch to Mosley, breaking ball. Grounder right side, foul past the first base bag. Beloso hopped up to get it as it trickled over the bag. A ball and 2 strikes as Mosley will retreat back to the plate. 10th appearance of the summer for Carl Johnson on the hill. All of them in relief. Scored 16 in a 3rd inning so far as Mosley swings and sends it in the air to shallow right center. Moving after DiGiacomo and Bruiser. It'll be DiGiacomo make the grab pretty easily in center. I'll bring up Ian Fair with one down here on the top of the 8th.
From Northeastern, Ian Fair.
Well, my apologies. That's Kyler Fedko out in center field. Giacomo has since exited the ball game. Johnson on the hill facing the right-handed hitting Ian Fair. First pitch off speed, good for a strike. Fair thought about it going around, but pulled it back. Called strike nonetheless. Fair trying to find a way aboard for Hunter Goodman, who's on deck. Nobody on and one down. The pitch from Johnson, fastball up high. Bit of a defensive swing there from Fair. Don't think he really meant to go around, but no balls and 2 strikes the count nonetheless. Johnson came in with the blazing hard fastball there, 0-2. Fair takes another fastball down the right field line, but hooking well foul off the trees. Allows some more late inning drama, and it seems to be the name of the game for Hyannis as of late. We've seen the offense come alive early on in the season, late in ball games, but putting up runs in pairs in game 2 against Bourne as a fastball runs upstairs again to Fair. It's 1-2. Now, Carl Johnson, a guy that doesn't walk many and strikes out a whole ton. The 1-2. Fair sends it on the ground to second. Morissette scoops it up glove side. Throw to first in time. 2 down. And Fair with a 4-3 putout. Now they'll turn things over to Hunter Goodman in the top of the 8th with 2 down, nobody aboard.
Well, Fair hit that one hard. It was just right at Morissette, barely having to move a muscle at second base. Now you got a guy who's certainly an RBI threat, to say the least. Hunter Goodman already with a home run today.
He would love to make it 2, but Carl Johnson, a hard guy to square up. Hard throwing UConn righty. Drops in a breaking ball inside. Got 1-0 to Goodman. And talking about the walks and strikeout ratio for Carl Johnson. 3 walks to 18 strikeouts on his summer so far. As a member of the Western Division All-Star team, Goodman swings and pops it up into shallow right. Drifting back more, set onto the outfield grass. Right fielder coming on was Bruiser, and he dropped the ball out of the glove of Morissette in the shallow grass of right center field, and got Goodman cruising into second base. My goodness, that's the second time that a mishap has happened like that for the Bourne Braves in the field. Goodman up to second base with 2 outs, and now Jared DeSangelo will get a chance.
Well, that happened to Cade Beloso in game 1, but it didn't look like Morissette misplayed it in the lights. I think he just squeezed the glove a little early, and it came in and out of the... Didn't ever really quite corral the baseball, and that's quite the break for Hyannis. It keeps the inning alive, puts a runner in scoring position, and sends an all-star of their own up to the plate.
And a lot of times on shallow pop-ups like that, infielders will just take it for granted that they have it locked up. First pitch to DeSantolo, fastball down and away. But for Morissette, a very sure-handed second baseman, he just made a very fine play to Ian Fair rather easily at that. Put him away for the second out of the inning. Got a rather routine pop-up from Hunter Goodman. Just perhaps took his eye off the ball early. Fastball high to DeSantolo, 2 balls, no strikes. So Jared in a big spot, been one of the more consistent hitters in the Hyannis lineup for the majority of the summer. One of 3 All-Stars for this Hyannis ball club in 2019. 2-0 pitch is in. Fastball pop up left side, drifting back toward the snack bar out of play. But Lyle, you're absolutely right. Hyannis caught one heck of a break. The RBI machine, Hunter Goodman, out at second base with a chance to be driven in himself. DeSantolo bat above his left shoulder. The pitch from Johnson. Again, fastball popped up out of play over the netting toward the school building, up over the mini hill. 2 balls and 2 strikes to DeSantolo. Picked up an RBI on a fielder's choice back in the 6th inning. Getting an opportunity here in extras in the 8th. A 2-2 count against Carl Johnson. Pitch. Breaking ball off the other edge. A close call as DeSantolo gives a sigh of relief and a look back toward the home plate umpire, Mark Delaney. Lucas Dunn, who came in to pinch hit for Jackson Olsen a couple innings ago, waits on deck should he get a chance with 2 outs. Time is called. Jared steps out, taps the bat toward the dirt. Now stares at it before stepping back in. Slightly open stance as he stares down Johnson atop the hill. The 3-2. Fastball on the ground towards short. Golenke up with it. Throw to first in plenty of time to retire DeSantolo an inning over. Hyannis caught a break. Hunter Goodman was out at second, but they couldn't bring him around. This game stays knotted at 4 apiece. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th with Bourne trying to walk it off again here from Dorn Park on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Bottom of the 8th here from Doran Park in Bourne. A new pitcher up on the mound for the Harbor Hawks, right-hander TJ Stewart, and a new bat into the game, left-handed hitting Brendan Rivoli. As the first pitch comes in from Stewart, it's a called strike. Rivoli got the start in game 1 behind the plate. Now he comes in to replace Robert Carmody. 0 for 3 on the night. Rivoli looking to start something in the bottom of the 8th. It's 4-4 the score. Pitch from Stewart misses away. It's 1-1. So just as a reminder, this is extra innings, as the second game of this doubleheader has gone into the 8th inning. Doubleheader regulations, 7 innings of play. You can go 2 extra innings. The pitch from Stewart comes in. It's spoiled foul to the left side, out of play. There's 2 7-inning games. Usually the Cape Cod League rules for extra inning games, at least as of this year, were just 1 extra inning. If nobody scored or taken a lead, it ends in a tie. In 7-inning affairs, they allow extras to go 2. The 1-2 from Stewart. Line drive up the middle. That's going to get into center field, a base hit. Brendan Rivoli comes off the bench and wastes no time. Leadoff single to put the winning run aboard at first base for the Bourne Braves in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, if you're Bourne, that's exactly how you want to start. Brendan Rivoli coming off the bench. He saw some action in game 1, so not totally cold coming off the bench. But seeing T.J. Stewart for the first time and just ripping a fastball right back where it came from.
So nobody out, 1 aboard. That flips the lineup back to the top for Cody Morissette. He's got 2 hits today. Respaced 3 times as he was awarded first base after a catcher's interference from Adam Hackenberg. T.J. Stewart, the righty, is now going to work out of the stretch. Slide steps the first pitch. Morissette shows bunt. Runner halfway between first and second. Now he comes back as pitch was called a ball away. So Morissette looking to drop a bunt down and hopefully put the winning run into scoring position. For Stewart, this is his 5th appearance with the Harbor Hawks. 5 innings pitched to this point, 7.20 ERA, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Morissette shows bunt. Dunn, the third baseman, comes in. It's popped down the third base line. Dunn comes in, but he can't make the play. So Dunn raced in. Hackenberg raced out and a bit to his left, but it dropped in between them. Count's actually going to move to 0-2. So the first pitch was called a strike to Morissette. And he bunts the second pitch foul. And now he's looking down the third base line at Harvey Shapiro. He doesn't look too thrilled. He's got his left hand on his hip. And his head was kind of dangling sideways. Maybe not too thrilled about having to drop down a bunt, but Harvey Shapiro looking to go for the win. 0-2 with nobody out, 4-4 the score. Pitch from Stewart. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Morissette. Stewart records his first strikeout. There's 1 down in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Well, the top of the order for Bourne tonight has been a thorn in the side of Hyannis all evening long, and that's a big punch-out for Morissette, who's been aboard 3 times tonight. But to retire him with already a man aboard, only a big step in the right direction.
Well, now Xavier Warren steps to the plate. Number 2 hitter. Switch hitting bat out of Central Michigan. He's hitting from the left side against the righty Stewart. Short lead at first for the runner Rivoli. Pitch. Called strike. It's 0-1. So Lucas Dunn, who almost caught that pop-up from the leadoff man Morissette, playing third base for Hyannis for the first time this summer. Of course, took a couple weeks away from the team to play with Team USA as the 1-0 comes in. It's a fastball low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Played all second base in his first stint with Hyannis, although he is a second baseman and a center fielder. Played a lot of outfield with the Louisville Cardinals this past season on a team that made a run all the way to the College World Series. 1-1 as Stewart throws over. Back safely the runner Rivoli standing up. So Dunn played infield and outfield at Louisville. Played second base for Hyannis the first time around. Played second base in Game 1. He's at third base as a defensive replacement in Game 2 for Jackson Olsen. Warren the hitter, a 1-1 count. 4-4 the score in the bottom of the 8th. The offering, called strike right at the knees. Fastball from Stewart ran by Warren. It's 1-2. Stewart hasn't pitched in 11 days. Last appearance came out at Veterans Field against the Chatham Anglers. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. He only faced 3 batters, so got out of it facing the minimum. 1-2 with 1 out. Stewart sets above the belt. The offering just down low. Count runs to even. So Bourne and Hyannis, the 2 bottom teams in the West Division, but Braves currently sit with a 14-point advantage. Bourne at 14-20-1 has 29 points. Hyannis 7-27-1, 15 points. Pitch from Stewart. Line drive into right field. Goodman coming over. It falls a base hit. Around second, thinking third, Rivoli. Throw from Goodman going to third. On a hop to Dunn. No tag applied. Now sliding into second, Xavier Warren. The winning run is 90 feet away for the Braves, as the Central Michigan third baseman Xavier Warren picks up his third hit of the night, reaches base for the fourth time. And now Judd Fabian, the best hitter in the Bourne Braves lineup, has a chance to walk it off.
Well, Fabian may be the best hitter in the lineup, but tonight it's been Xavier Warren who's had the last laugh. He's been aboard 4 times, 3 hits like you just mentioned. Doing it right there again with the double to put himself as well as teammate Brendan Rivoli in scoring position with a chance for Fabian to win the ballgame.
So time's going to be called. They're just going to put Fabian aboard. That makes perfect sense. It avoids pitching to the best bat in the Braves lineup. Fabian's going to just take off the batting gloves and walk toward first. Some jeers from the Bourne crowd, but again, the move makes total sense. You avoid pitching to Fabian. You also put the force out at the plate, and it puts the double play into play as well. So that'll load the bases, although the task does not get any easier. Here comes Jimmy Glowacki. He's already got a walk and an RBI here in Game 2. He had 3 hits and 3 RBIs in Game 1. So Stewart's got a little bit of a tough task at hand. Hackenberg looking toward the first base dugout for a sign as Glowacki's going to step out of the box. Glowacki now hitting .306 on the summer after a fantastic day he's had today over the course of 2 games. So Hackenberg's going to trot out to the mound, quickly go over a couple things with Stewart. The visit doesn't last too long. Hackenberg's going to jog back behind the plate. Infield still in. Now Glowacki's going to make his way into the box, sharing a quick laugh with home plate umpire Mark Delaney. The outfield straight up, but all 3 Hyannis outfielders playing fairly shallow as well, hoping to get a easy peg to the plate. Stewart still working out of the stretch with the bases loaded. Winning run 90 feet away. Pitch, fisted foul to the right side off the netting. So the runner at third, Brendan Rivoli, represents the winning run. Warren's at second, Judd Fabian at first. All the Hyannis infielders in. Again, the outfielders playing straight up, but pretty short. An 0-1 count to the hitter, Jimmy Glowacki, already with 4 RBIs on the day. Pitch from Stewart. Inside, almost hit the batter. Glowacki jumps out of the way just in time, and it's 1-1. Pretty calm night at Doran Park. Really no wind anymore. Flag out in center, sitting pretty still. Still a sparse crowd on hand. 1-1 from Stewart. Line drive foul down the left field line. Everybody in the Bourne dugout started jumping.
Oh, man.
But they knew Glowacki was just a little bit out in front.
And boy, did he just miss that one. And his eyes lit up when he saw fastball there. Little giddy.
It's hard not to be. He's got a chance to walk it off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So 1-2 the count with 1 down. 4-4 here in the bottom of the 8th. Stewart takes a long time. Now he'll step off the mound.
Hi, TJ.
Stewart looking for a big out against the cleanup man, Jimmy Glowacki. He nods, gets the sign from Hackenberg. Comes home. Line drive into center field. This chases in Rowdy Jordan, makes the catch. Here comes Rivoli from third. Throw to the plate, tag applied. Not in time, and Jimmy Glowacki walks it off. RBI sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 8th inning gives the Braves a 5-4 win, and Glowacki drives in his 5th run in the combined 2 games.
And it's only fitting for Glowacki to cap off a 5 RBI performance with a sac fly right there. And TJ Stewart did his job. He got some contact, and it was right at the center fielder, Rowdy Jordan. Gave a strong throw to the plate. It took a hop off the mound that perhaps altered the path of the ball to the plate a little bit. Took a bit of a high hop to Hackenberg, and that half a second perhaps was the difference in the tag being slapped down. But for Bourne, they earned this win. They fought back nicely. Hyannis took a 2-run lead back in the 5th inning, and they struck back for 2 to even it up. And they didn't look back. They forced extra innings. Hyannis had their opportunities, just didn't capitalize.
And we talked about it. Hyannis had the lead, just couldn't quite close it. But a lot of credit goes to that Bourne offense, and maybe nobody more than the 2 guys in the middle of the order with Judd Fabian and Jimmy Glowacki. Those guys were unstoppable tonight.
And 1 through 5 on the top of the Bourne lineup were absolutely fantastic. You talk about the 5 RBI performance at the hands of Jimmy Glowacki tonight. Picked up 2 in this game in Game 2, which could have been the difference between a win and a loss for the Bourne Braves. They pick up 2 over Hyannis today, but really it was the top of the order that did the damage for the most part for the visiting Bourne Braves. As for Hyannis, the pitching staff, they did their job. It's not like they got knocked around the yard a lot tonight. It was just timely hitting for the Bourne Braves, really made the most of their opportunities.
So Bourne came into today's contest 0-3-1 in their last 4 games, but they pick up 2 wins over the Harbor Hawks here at Doran Park in the doubleheader to pretty much put the nail on the coffin in the West Division. With that win, Bourne moves to 15-20-1. They now have 31 points in the West Division. Hyannis still sits at 15, now sitting at 7-28-1. So Bourne's going to get pretty close over the next couple, or they're getting pretty close to clinching a playoff spot. They'll likely lock it up over the next day or two. But Bourne, 15th win on the summer, and 2 hard-fought ones today from Doran Park. The final score one more time again, 5-4 the final, with Jimmy Glowacki's sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 9th, walking it off. Final line for each team. For Hyannis, 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. And for the Bourne Braves, 5 runs, 11 hits on 3 errors. So, Bourne picks up the win tonight. Again, they move to 15-20-1 on the season. Tomorrow night, Bourne's set to travel out to play the Falmouth Commodores for another doubleheader. So the Braves have 4 games in 2 days. They're set to take on the West Division's best team out at Gov Fuller Field tomorrow night. For Hyannis, they're set to play the Brewster Whitecaps. Feels like forever since those two have played. The Hyannis Harbor Hawks and the Brewster Whitecaps played 3 games in 2 days back in the first week of the season on a Sunday and Monday affair. But Brewster's set to come to McKeon Park for the final time this season. Those two set to play the final game against each other this season. And that one's set for 6 p.m. That'll do it for us tonight. For Brendan Howe, I'm Lyle Goldstein. We thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll talk to you tomorrow night back at McKeon Park against the Brewster Whitecaps.